We're live on the internet.
Beautiful. Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan DeBulsey. I'm joined by Dane Young and Hall of Fame coach Jim Donnan. We're watching the 7:04, 7:03, 7:02 before Georgia kicks off at Arkansas. This is the UGASports watch-along show.
You see those red pants?
I do see those red pants. What do you think of the red pants, Coach?
I like them. Look strong.
And there's Bumper Pool. Greatest name in college football. I don't care who you're talking about. I know you got the Smoke Mondays and guys like that, but Bumper Pool, that's my boy. So it'll be really very interesting for the first game of the year, Coach. Give us your thoughts right off the bat.
Well, appreciate everybody tuning in, and just want to let Dane remind them here right before we start how they can sync up with us. But, you know, the bottom line for me is just glad to have football back. We saw some interesting games at 12 o'clock today, and it's obvious that everybody's going to have some bumps in the road, and we got to be patient with our team. But I really feel good about our preparation, about the fact we've had all this mental work throughout the spring and summer to add to the physical amount that they added on after they started July 1. So you got to feel like, even though it's starting later, that there's got to be some angst among some of these young players getting their first shot at playing, and particularly the young quarterback, Dwan Mathis. But, you know, I feel confident with our 70-man roster, and I feel good about where we stand as far as the whole season. So we just got to build around our defense and let our offense develop.
I do want to mention the fact that this UGASports Watch-Along is brought to you by the hard seltzers of Bud Light. Bud Light seltzers, you can see we have the black cherry, lemon lime, strawberry, and mango. Real quick story, I went through that hurricane. Went down in Orange Beach. I was there. Got to enjoy these during the hurricane. So my hurricane party existed of the 100 calorie a pop, lemon limes, pineapples, cherries. They're just fantastic. So Dane, tell people how they can watch this show and sync it up to their TV.
All right, so the easiest thing to do is if you've got a DVR or you watch on YouTube TV or one of those things, on your primary TV, you're going to want to have the Georgia game that's on the SEC network. All right, pause it for like around 12 seconds, and it should be keyed up with us. We've got a few things to help you out here. One, we've got this second camera angle that kind of shows you what's happening somewhere else. But you can also just listen to the time cues that we have, and we do have the score across the bottom of the screen, but we expect that to be a little bit delayed as the stat people have to enter that in from the stadium in Fayetteville. Is that good enough, Roddy?
Yep, that is good enough.
Is that why you pay me?
And the reason you have to do that, we can't be right on the live feed. It's just the SEC network's got the feed, but we've got to be delayed. But if you delay their feed a little bit, then you'll be right on with us, and then you can maybe mute your screen, your TV, and listen to us.
Or
I guarantee you we know what's going on. I promise you
mute
that.
the TV. For the love of Pete, mute the TV.
Or if you want to see it happen in real time and then see our reaction to what happened, if that's what you like to do, awesome.
Yeah, we'll watch Coach's Oklahoma squad, the number 3 team in the nation, losing to Kansas State.
This is a sad
What the hell is going on, Coach?
It's a sad day at Oklahoma and for the Donnan family here, because had high hopes for the defense starting to get back, but, you know, had too many turnovers, and 35-14 you need to win. They had the same thing happen up at K-State last year, had a big league, and K-State came back and beat them. And it's just different football than what we're used to seeing around here. I mean, they play basketball on grass all the time. They can't stop a team that runs a play-action pass and runs the ball, and that's what K-State did today. Their quarterback hit about 370, I think. I mean, that's unbelievable.
You know what will make it a lot easier? Just to soothe those wounds, get you some of these Bud Light seltzers. I'm just ripping on them because 100 calories a piece, 5% alcohol by volume. Great stuff. I'll mention those later in the show. Coach, I think the line for this Georgia game has moved up to 28.
Well, I'm sure, I don't know enough about that, but I mean, people are going to probably, it started out like 25, and most people see Georgia as a heavy favorite. You know, there's going to be some mismatches out there and some big plays, but I think the bottom line for us is We just got to understand they're going to take some shots against us. Coach Pittman's running out on the field. He's got a warm-up jacket on. I hope it's not too hot out there. I don't want him to get dehydrated. But there's another big win today. Syracuse beating Georgia Tech. The game was delayed a little bit, but
beat their ass. Well, it's 37-20. 5 minutes left, so that's
here comes the red clad.
Look at them red pants.
They look so good.
Oh, that's so badass.
They need to do that once a year.
That would be a great opening kickoff. I mean, opening game tradition.
Well, I think they were going to do it over there in Atlanta to honor, when we played Virginia. So,
right.
But I think the uniforms stay with the traditional uniforms, but on certain times, we got red and black's our colors. There's a lot of ways you can combine that and feel good about the way John Michad and his staff put that all together. And, of course, it all came through Coach Smart, who's really a player's coach who likes to keep morale up. And, kids really it's important to them how the unis look and what kind of warm-ups they got and what kind of gear they got. I mean, it's just like your own kids at home. They really want to wear the right kind of shoes and right kind of sweats and all that. It's all good for morale.
Well, going back to the line thing, the line being 28, that means Georgia wins by 4 touchdowns. I'm probably going to take Georgia in the over. I know a lot of people aren't quite that positive. I know there are a lot of questions on that offensive line. We had some notes about the travel roster. So for those of you who are not members of UGASports.com, right now is the best time you will ever in your life have a chance to be a member of UGASports.com. We're running a $12 deal for the entire year. It ends Monday. We'll never do it again. It's $12 for the entire year. So jump on there and check out our pre-game notes. We had some Dash had some notes because he's on the ground there. Not all the media outlets sent reporters. We sent one out there. Anthony Dasher's there. We had some notes around 12:30, 1 o'clock about the offensive line. Georgia only sent one of that heralded freshman class on the offensive line. They only sent one player, and that was Cedric Van Pran, the center. So Broderick Jones, Tate Radledge, Lindbergh, and Willick are not on the travel roster. They still have 11 linemen out there, don't get me wrong.
You got to say this about Radledge and Jones. Both have been hurt. Radledge had a concussion, and Jones had a situation with his knee, and so as usual, Georgia wins the toss and defers, which I would do in a game.
I told you that was going to happen.
Do that in a game like this because you're playing.
And there's the kickoff right there if you're trying to sync it up.
Good job by Pod. There's a walk-on kicker, and
Lesney Jack.
We got Felipe Franks coming in. I think everybody needs to be ready for a lot of deep balls today. That's the MO of Kendall Briles, offensive coordinator, and they're going to take some deep shots on us. So we've been working really hard on playing the ball in the air in practice, and because it's different when you have a deep pass as compared to a hook or a curl, and you got to play the ball in the air and watch out for those pass interference calls. Let's don't call a lot of those today, refs.
So what do you do there, Coach? Are you backing your safeties up? You're going to worry about defending these deep balls.
You give some safety some help, but we're not pressing. We're starting out in a nickel coverage here. Here's Campbell, right off the bat playing press coverage, and Stevenson's playing in there, so we're going with some dime stuff. There's Monty Rice. Boy,
what a big hit that was.
Our defense can really run.
Boy, they let Felipe Franks know they're going to be there all day. First play of the game, they hit him.
So,
who knocked that down?
One thing you need to be aware of here is the alternating press coverage and playing off. They got the one really good receiver that, maybe we may not press him quite as much, and that really helped us right there. He thought he had a good release, and what a play by Herring there, getting his hands up.
Senior leader right there, number 10.
Did not take long to hear his name.
He jumped up, knocked that pass down, and trust me, guys, he has great hands.
We got pressure from the field here.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Make the play. Good job.
Who'd that run him down? Look at Jermaine Johnson running all the way across the field.
Dang, Roddy, you calling the whole game over there, boy.
Jermaine can fly.
Hey, that's right. But I was going to say we had pressure from the corner there, had a corner blitz that forced him out of the pocket.
I stepped out for a second. Has Felipe Franks thrown an interception yet?
Dude, be nice, man. That's not cool.
He's had one tipped, one underthrow, and then a rush. Should have Jackson back to return this punt.
I wasn't sure who was going to be. Oh, penalty.
I don't know if they had enough men on the line. If we're offside, Kirby's going to go ballistic.
I'll tell you, the first photos we saw, Kyrus Jackson, number 10, the wideout from
Peach County.
Peach County. The first day of practice, they sent out some photographs. I did not recognize who number 10 was. I was thinking Malik Herring got shorter because he had these huge biceps on him, these huge guns. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Kyrus Jackson's number. Kyrus put on some muscle mass, folks. He is. I'm really excited about what he's going to do. Hey, I see Big Darnell Washington lining up, Coach.
Yeah, we're probably coming out in 12 package here, 2 tight ends. Only took 3 tight ends on the trip, from what I understand, because Godey's still coming around, and Trey McKitty is out for a couple of weeks with a knee injury. But so we decided to take this 5-yard penalty at the end of the run. So if we're out in 12 personnel, we're going to try to really force the inside running game with White. One thing you'll see there is Georgia will huddle up on the sideline and just come out and run the play instead of running out on the field and huddling up on the first play, which I like.
Yeah, have your huddle with the offensive coordinator. Dwan Mathis, first snap.
Inside the zone.
Handing it off to Zamir White there. I'll get it. On the body. Big black button on the body, on the inside where you screen.
Coach Todd Munkin's up in the press box calling the plays down to the sideline, and up there with him, Coach Hartley, the tight end coach.
There it goes.
Could be gone. Could be gone.
Oh, my God, look at him go. Woo! Told you he could fly. One of the 5 fastest players on the team.
We got a holding call, though.
Oh, man. Did I bring it back up?
Yeah, it's up. I'm trying to do the menu.
I don't know without you. I'll catch it during the halftime.
Schaefer?
That's what it looked like.
I'll
call hold on Schaefer. But, again, quarterback run like that, shows how that kid can scamper. I stole one of your lines, Coach, from my 3-2-1 report, and I said that Dwan Mathis can run like a scalded cat.
You said scat instead of dog?
No, it's a scalded cat.
I usually say scalded dog.
I should have, but it seems the cat could run faster, so.
You got him.
Wow. A pass to Fitz. Wait, tight end passes? Quarterback runs?
Come on, Roddy.
What's going on?
There's Fitz. He's doubled his output from last year. He's got 1 last year and now 1 this year. That's good. Keep it up.
I would feed that kid relentlessly. If Kyle Trask can do it at Florida, to Pitts, keep feeding Fitzpatrick, and then go to Big Darnell. Good job, Jamari Sawyer, on that.
Well, I tell you what now.
Wow.
That delivery there was smooth as a baby's ankles. You know, they're going to give George some, when we say George, I hope our fans know that's Pickens. Watch his pressure releaser. He pressures this guy, fakes the deep, comes back for the ball with the guy holding it. Last year,
and then dives backwards.
Last year he was 100% on passes attempt, chance to catch the ball. He never missed one that was in his hands. And looking good with these formations. I like our style here. We got 2 tight ends right beside each other, Fitzpatrick and Washington. We're running the naked bootleg.
Darnell's free.
It's a way to throw it away.
Yeah.
This might be your son in here, Coach.
All right. Folks, y'all excuse me, we got some food delivery here.
All right.
Guest superstar.
Thanks. We need stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Awesome. Yep, that's it. Hey, Habibi, check the car. My car.
Yeah.
Between the seats. You can get
Uh-oh.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, boy. So everybody, that was my boy.
Right
showing up.
there, you see the real emphasis, Roddy, while you're getting this stuff, of running the inside zone and making sure that they take care of White. Mathis keeps the ball. Big game.
That's got to be a false start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two guys on the right side of the line. We're at 11:49 on the game clock if you want to sync with your TV.
We've already had 2 penalties here. That's 2 more than I won in the first game.
And if everybody would,
You're going to have some situations here with the offensive line with a new quarterback and playing a little bit of angst here out there. So I look for Coach Odom, the defensive coordinator of Missouri, to mix up his fronts, try to confuse him, and use some robber coverage and maybe try to double up on George.
oh,
Look at that agility.
that was amazing.
That's the value of a mobile quarterback.
Ooh.
Well, it's okay to punt. There's a great example, though, of stopping yourself. 2 big penalties on that drive.
Well, and James Cook missed a block on the inside, but that play was not dead because DeJuan Mathis.
We're okay. I think just that series, get his feet wet.
Going for it. No. Trying to draw him off sides. Timeout.
Nothing wrong with that.
Auburn had Bo Nix doing the little pooch punt. The little just drop it on your foot and kick it 40 yards.
Shout out to Owen Condon for getting the start at right tackle. You called that weeks ago, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach-
I know Owen's going to have a lot of fun if he can win today and then talk to his buddies back there in Oklahoma City with everybody getting on him for leaving the state. But
Coach, when your team has penalties like that on a drive, is it typically because they're too anxious, not focused? Like, what do you tell them on the sideline to try to get the penalties to stop?
well, holding penalties, I mean, they're so you just don't know how the umpire's going to call it. So you got to keep your hands in there. That's pretty vivid. Still got to be very in tune with using your technique. But as far as false starts and things like that, I look for a lot of those here today with new offensive line. Working with a cadence they hadn't worked with before because we're using a little different cadence than we did last year. So you're probably going to get some of those, but that's part of just ironing out.
Your mic cut out, so we're going to switch. You can have mine.
Just switch the battery.
Should be fine. Mine's been working, so.
No, I'm just saying you can switch the batteries out.
Yeah. Where's your mic? Is it on your
Yeah, he's got a pin underneath.
Okay. Hold on.
What happened to it?
Let's see. Yeah, battery's not on.
No.
No, we had a battery issue. We knew it was coming. I actually have some new batteries purchased for it. It's just one of them is a little wobbly. As he gets that situated, if you're watching the show, we'd really appreciate you to share this with all your friends. It would mean a lot to us. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Grindr. I don't care what you're watching. Now, just say it. Share it as many places. Instagram, all your fun social media spots. We'd greatly appreciate it.
You're the only mic on right now, Roddy. You could say
Yeah, so everyone has to listen to me. Shout out to our friends at Classic City Eats for sending us this nice plate. They got the hush puppies, the cheese, sausage, and pickle plate, the chicken tenders. Coach, you dive into those. I'm going to keep knocking back these Bud Light seltzers. I got the lemon lime starting there. I'm going to go to pineapple and strawberry. That's kind of my progression. I go through my progressions just like the quarterbacks do. Lemon lime, pineapple, strawberry. See who's open. All right, we're back. 11 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Georgia about to punt it.
Camarda time.
Jake Camarda back there. Should be able to hit him pretty deep here, Coach, don't you think? Little pooch kick. Yep.
Beautiful.
So now they're going to start on about their 9-yard line. They have to go 91 yards against one of the best defenses in the nation.
Yeah, I look for him to take a deep shot on the first play.
Ooh. Calling that shot. All right, I'm going to call up I'm going to call up the Facebook feed here. You're watching YouTube, right?
Yes.
If you have your questions, folks, go ahead and send them to us, and we will get to them throughout the show. I'm about to call up our Facebook feed here, so if you're watching us on Facebook, send me your questions. I'll get to them.
Or they can tweet me or you.
Yeah, there's a tweet. That play didn't develop very far.
One of the things we're really good at is stemming our defense. Right before the snap, we moved our front, and excellent job.
They ran opposite, though. I mean, they stopped him, but what does that do? When everyone shifted to the left, and then they ran to the right.
Well, we're trying to get them to run that way because we slanted back.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Man,
Roddy.
I'm just asking. I don't know football like Coach does.
Why not?
I don't know, because he's in the Hall of Fame. Shut up. He's in the freaking Hall of Fame.
Maybe this should be my character, like guy you can
If
barely hear in the back.
that's why we took away your mic, so we don't have to hear you anymore.
Nice twist in there.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I saw the 2 flags coming. Can't knock them down.
Got one on Stokes.
Give me just a second here, folks, and I'll be on.
3 penalties on the Dogs against the. Just give them a little life there, third down.
Got a bunch of people telling me that they're jumping on that $12 deal. $12, UGASports.com for an entire year. It's normally $100. We're doing it for $12. The student deal that we did for years, where we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students sign up, I think they paid $12.95. So this is better than the student deal. And we knew the students were poor, which is why we did that. So, and 10, 12, 10, 11, 10 to 10.
Good example of where Monty Rice can run sideline to sideline. That was
Jeez,
just.
Monty Rice killed him. See Quay Walker in there too.
Yeah, Quay's going to play a lot. I think I read where you suggested that on your reports.
Yeah, heard good things about him, so we mentioned him in there.
Man,
You can see they already running the play with 26 seconds on the time.
Ooh, ball!
Well, I like the way on account broke on that football right there. Welcome to the SEC.
Oh, dude, that kid's trying to find his spleen.
He went right for the ball,
He
too.
did, he
You know,
went
that
for the
was
ball.
excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did
I
try
thought
to get
LeCount
him.
was trying to just knock the hell out of him, but no, he went, put his shoulder on that ball. That's a senior, folks. He wasn't playing for the crowd roar, he was playing for the ball. Oof.
Well, we got beat on the line of scrimmage there pretty bad. That guy, great route. Watch how fast they call the next play.
Yeah, Tariq Stevenson gets beat on that one. Put his foot in the
Got
ground.
to get
and just
inside
turn.
the guy.
So, might have went a little too fast. How's that working for you?
I don't know. I think it can be heard, but maybe not. I'll keep working on it.
All right.
You can tell Felipe Frank's got a good arm, and they got a good scheme here. They worked on our nickelback that time. Really, we were in a dime situation with two guys in there. Mark Webb's over here. We're back in nickel now with regular personnel up front. Mark Webb's on the slot. We're spinning to a 3-deep coverage. Might have spun a little bit too quick here, but now we're checking back out. That's one good thing about starting to play early. You can check more. There's one of those deep ones.
Yeah, just like you go. There's a little bit of contact down the field.
They're going to call him.
Yeah.
It's on Webb.
Yeah, Mark felt that he had played that correctly.
I'm just telling you now, I don't blame him. You're out, man. It's a 50-50 ball. We've already had 2 pass interference in the first 6 minutes. We're going to have to make up our mind right now how we want to play their slot receiver. They got lined up inside and came out on what we call a wheel route, and they're working on our nickel guys. The first one was a completion on 7, Stevenson, and that one right there, I don't know, that's kind of, I don't know. Good thing about college, though, it's only 15 yards.
Yeah. 8 minutes, 57 seconds in the first quarter.
Second and 15.
Second 15.
Mike's working.
Oh, there we go. It's expensive. It should work.
So they call that off? What, I mean, why is it second and 15? Did they call it?
I guess they waved it off.
Oh,
Oh, you had him. Nice. Great job.
now they're working on the safeties.
Did not expect Arkansas to get the first touchdown.
Well, here's what's impressive. There's Franks had some pressure and rolled out, and they got away. I mean, that's a broken play. Maybe we'll wake our defense up a little bit here.
Yeah. So where'd you
That's
break
a
down?
basic 88-yard march, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had 89. No, 91. I think they got the start. I think they started the ball on the 9-yard line. It's 91 yards. Yeah, going through there. You called it. You said they'd go deep. They had the long one with the almost pass interference, and then a broken play touchdown there over senior Richard LeCount, who had a big play earlier with a big hit, and then I don't know what happened there, but not exactly what he was looking for. Anyway, while we're taking a break in the action, they went to commercial. Little shock for the Georgia fans there, but I mean, they're on scholarship too. I still think that Georgia's going to get its offense together and start putting. You saw what Georgia had on offense. They definitely have some a potential there with Dwan Mathis tucking and running. We haven't James Cook yet. Saw George Pickens with a big catch. Some sloppiness in the first quarter. Now, I can guarantee you, Kirby Smart is losing. Whoever's on the other end of that headset, who's on the same channel with him, is getting an earful. And it doesn't even matter if it was them or their fault. You just know Kirby does not like sloppiness. That is not his thing.
It looks pretty cool over there to me. I mean, we had this pegged in the first of the game. We said there's going to be some peaks and valleys here.
Yeah.
And we certainly helped them on that drive, but they're going to spread us out. I mean, why would you try to hammer and tong against Georgia? I mean,
no, you're right.
And they know our personnel too. I mean, they got a lot of guys on their staff that know all of our guys, and we saw that last year when when Chaney attacked Richard LeCount on a deep pass in the Tennessee game early. Remember when he came in and did a slanting up on him? And LeCount's more of a safety than he is a cover guy.
You have the battery charger? I was going to check this on there.
No, I do not.
Cool. I'll try this one.
Probably going to have to drink some more of those natty lights. And we appreciate Leon Farmer and all the people over there being a big part of the show.
I'm going to have to go through these a little bit faster if they're going to give up a touchdown like that. So, but the cool thing is it's 100 calories, 1 gram of sugar, less than 1 gram of sugar, 5% alcohol. I do recommend the pineapple one is probably my favorite. I'm not saying that you should add a little Captain Morgan's pineapple rum to it, but I'm not saying that's a bad idea either. I don't know if that's officially the way they do it. I don't know if you want to call that a pineapple Roddy. I'm just saying it's pretty badass. They also have The 4 original flavors are mango, strawberry, lemon, lime, and black cherry. But they've also added grapefruit, cranberry, and pineapple recently. So the cranberry is fantastic as well. I'm a big fan. I didn't think I'd like the cranberry as much, but that's probably one of the best ones I've had. And the ingredients are basically water, cane sugar, natural fruit flavors, no aftertaste. So it's pretty badass. All right. So who's back there returning the kickoff we just saw? Said.
It's like Burton. Oh no, McIntosh.
No.
6 McIntosh.
Yep, McIntosh is 6. With Zamir White back there as a second alternative, but yeah, Kenny McIntosh, the number 3 running back, as we mentioned in the our 3-2-1 report, that he was amongst the guys who was expected to be returning kicks, and he is fun to watch in the open field. So I think getting Kenny Mack involved in the game is a great idea. But didn't get a chance there. So let's see if Georgia what they can do here, starting from the 25. Oof. James Cook almost looked like you ran into the back of somebody there. Well, then James Cook spread out wide.
Coach Odom's giving you some different looks over there to try to confuse your offensive line.
Yeah.
Can't blame him for that. They're moving around.
Oof.
It's 3rd and 11.
This is critical right here. Just if you have to punt, you have to punt, but don't give them anything easy here.
8:25, 8:24, 8:23 if you're trying to sync it up at home. Oh, look at that kid run. Oof.
He didn't make it. I think he stepped out of sight. Golly.
Oh. Well, if you go back to the last time he ran out of bounds, they hit him pretty hard. So, now he's thinking.
Know where the sticks
Yeah.
are, baby.
Yeah. I think he basically tried to put his foot on top of the down marker, or on the first down marker, thinking that would get him there, but not realizing that he passes out of bounds to get there. Jake Marta back to punt. A lot of protection. Wow. That's what put him back on the 10. So Jake Marta's put him on the 9 and the 10-yard line in back-to-back punts. I mentioned that he's one of the top punters in the nation, and I had some people go, what are you talking about? I'm like, just watch. The kid has been booming punts in practice, in the scrimmages as well. So not exactly what Georgia wanted to answer there, a 3 and out, but your defense and special teams going to have to keep you in this while your offense figures out offense. I won't say settles down, Coach. I mean, they seem to be a little.
Just got to make some first downs, get some rhythm here right now.
Yeah.
And the thing you can't worry about is, hey, what are we doing losing to Arkansas? You got to just remember, hey, you got a long time to go here, but need to get a turnover here and make them punt at least from this end of the field. Nice play by Scene there.
And Lewisine coming up, introducing himself. Scene is a big hitter, folks. Keep an eye on number 16.
You got the threat of a little bit of run with Franks to slow down that inside zone.
Everybody thinks of Lewisine as being from Texas. Spent a lot of time in the Massachusetts area before that.
Yep. Grabbing one of these sausages from Classic City Eats. Best sausage in the world.
I've had a couple already, but here we go. Make them punt. Well, that's great. We came with one of the good things about playing man coverage is with your pressure package is you can stop these little dump offs. Watch the inside pressure here we bring off of our. See all these guys coming? So that means we're in man. So Jermaine Johnson has to fluff out and play the rush, the wide flare route by the back. He was logged in with him.
Man,
Hope he's not hurt.
Yeah.
This is a great time. They worried about protection. Watch out for Jackson showing him his tail lights, particularly if he gets over a 40-yard kick.
You saw on that previous play, that 3rd and 5, number 88. That is Jalen Carter playing that one technique right on the inside. That guy is a monster. Oh, there's that gap you're talking about, Coach.
Good return.
Yeah, what did he pick up, 12 yards on that?
Yeah. Somebody told me Jalen Carter was a pretty good player. I don't know.
I did. You kept saying he was terrible. I kept saying, look, he's one of the best players in the nation. And you just said, I've never heard of him. He's from Florida. He can't be any good. But I was saying that Jalen Carter might be the best player in that whole recruiting class.
Yeah. See, people that don't listen to this stuff think that you actually said that. But I'm going to take credit for Carter. From the day he was recruited to the day he got here. I mean, but seriously, great field position. Let's just, even if we just run the ball 3 straight downs here, let's just establish the line of scrimmage and get into our game plan. Yeah. We've withstood a little bit of trauma here. So that goes with the territory. Part of playing against a team like this is making sure you reestablish yourself so they don't think they're better than they are. Right now, they're playing on cloud 9 down there. This team hadn't won a conference game since October of 2017, so they got new life with a new coach, new staff, and kids are going to play better than they're capable of, and they're well coached. A really good plan by Coach Odom here to try to confuse our young quarterback. They're moving their front. They're mixing up their coverages. They ran a guy out underneath that second pass he threw that was almost intercepted on the last drive. So I'm sure on the phone there in the last time out, when our defense was out there, Coach Munkin was saying, look, stay with your reads and read the coverage. Just because they look like they're going to play something doesn't mean they're going to play it. They're trying to disguise everything, try to confuse you. So all we need is 1 or 2 big plays, get it rolling here, and don't need any panic by our fans either. Let's hang in there. This is a young offense. They'll get going.
I think that the first reaction for a lot of people is just, start trying to ask you what's wrong. It's one half of the first quarter with new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, new offensive line, new tight ends. Offensively, it's going to take them a minute to get find their sea legs, if you will. But to your point, you
stopped yourself though.
But to your point about Arkansas, just being on cloud 9, that is the team that if you play for Sam Pittman, you're a believer. He is a positive guy. He's a positive coach, and you're going to believe that things have changed, with him just being on the sideline there with you. So they're going to have some confidence, and it'll be well deserved. If anybody can get this done, it'll be Coach Pittman. To win at Arkansas right now will be tough, but I think that Coach Pittman is definitely one of the guys.
Here we go before the game. Look like we're having a little unity here.
Yep.
That's a cool scene. Hey, Roddy, I've got audio.
How'd you get it now?
Road mic.
Okay.
Sam talking to some of his old players.
Attempt we used?
Say again?
So the 7th system we used?
No, something like that. It's kind of like Georgia's offense right now. I didn't say that.
Oh. Look at Big Darnell Washington in motion.
That's not a big game, Coach, but I like his patience to wait for that hole to develop.
Yeah.
Who said to run the ball 3 times?
I'd be for that this series. If you're going to let him keep it once, that's okay too.
I'm telling you, I like seeing James Cook in the game. I just think you can do so much with him.
Going to throw it to him right now.
Yep. Here's your first down. Oh!
That's a pretty poor block from Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, we got another block again. Another wide receiver make a mistake on a block.
When you really didn't need to.
These refs, I promise you, they're going to call it. Hey, that's stupid there by Burton. Grab the guy. Do you see it?
Yeah. No, I was busy grabbing another Bud Light seltzer.
You need it.
I mean, that's 2 holding penalties on the offense, and we've had 3 15-yard penalties so far, counting the defense.
And we've said for years, if you're going to play wide receiver for Kirby Smart, you have to be able to block. That's why.
You got to break down in the. This is 2nd down and 12. It's not 3rd, I think, isn't it? Get it straight.
Yeah.
Come on.
See, even SEC Network is having issues on their first game back. So.
Screen.
Oh. Try to go Kenny Mack.
Wow, Darnell Washington is big.
A little slow on the blocking on that screen.
Yeah.
Can't make a living with penalties. Here we go. Again, if we got a punt, let's punt here.
What do you call it on 3rd and 12 right now, Coach?
I think they're gonna run some kind of layered route where try to get Pickens out of there. If he can get open, they'll hit him, but they might hit the crossing route behind him.
All the time in the world.
Oh. What do you tell your quarterback right now who's got to be a little frustrated?
I don't think he's as frustrated probably as the fans are.
Yeah, I'm just saying he just looked a little like, damn it, I could have had that.
Just got to run into his left, throw the ball that far. I think the problem there right now is we tell your quarterback, tell the rest of your team, give him some help. We got to stop these penalties, man.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to keep them backed up. That's something's going to happen for us. Get down there and get under it. Good job.
Player of the game so far.
There's the center that we talked about be the deep snapper.
Yeah.
I hope we didn't have a penalty lined up there.
Oh, we did.
I have never seen so many penalties in the first game.
Well, that's something to coach off of for next week for sure.
We got to coach him up for this week too. See, there you got it. Sometimes he said we didn't have enough guys on the line there. Sometimes one of your up guys is not back far enough. I mean, not
up enough.
up enough. We're just set.
Like the second gunner at the top of the screen.
We're setting up the fake here.
Okay.
No.
17-yard fake. Here
If we fake this one, I'll fall out of this chair. But
I think that mustache is working for Camarda.
this guy's got to be going to have a chance to return this punt because he's going.
Yeah.
Guy's a big time punter now. Look at that.
That's a great point.
So they gained 1 yard taking the
They did, yeah.
penalty. How about that deep snapper down there? You told us about him too.
That's why you got to read that 3-2-1. You get those inside skinnies on who's going to return it, who's going to snap it, where the coaches are going to be on the sideline, or they're going to be in the box.
I'd like to see who would get some skinny on who's going to make a first down.
Yeah, I can't predict that stuff. I did make a bold prediction on the 3-2-1 report about James Cook being a 1,000-yard rusher and having 50 catches for the season.
I think he'll probably make it.
996 to go.
All right. What we got to have right here?
Okay, it's 5 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter. I think right now we're about to see Georgia's first defensive score of the year. Good Lord, somebody
Monty
wants to
Rice.
block Monty Rice.
We got a penalty though for face mask because he took his helmet off. I'm just telling you now, we got to settle down, Georgia.
It's a senior leader too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't have your seniors getting beat for touchdowns or face mask penalties, and you can't have your freshmen blocking badly.
There's no team in America can have 4 15-yard penalties and be ahead.
What the hell?
He didn't use the face mask to take him down, but at the last he did. So.
Yeah, it's like when he's pulling his hands back.
Okay, they're going deep on this one.
Yeah.
Going to fake up inside, and they're going to try to work on our nickel guy. You watch his slot receiver.
So the one in front of Mark Webb?
Yeah.
Mark might be coming.
He is.
Doesn't matter.
Showing their coverage. They saw pressure, and they just ran a weak side slant on us.
Yeah. Felipe Franks was ready for that. DJ Daniel on the tackle. Run right. Oh.
Good coverage not to get the pass interference there.
Yeah. See, Mark Webb's like, no, not this time. There's no, you're not getting me this time. You had me for a questionable call last time, but
Pretty obvious their game plans work on our dime and nickel guys.
let Devontae Wyatt in there.
N'Kobe Dean got a good hit.
Yeah.
Like that pressure.
Yeah.
2nd and 10, 4:44, first quarter.
Tell you, when you see 88 and 95, Carter and Devontae Wyatt working the interior, then see big number 4. Oh,
There you
there's
go.
the interception. He's going to score because I called it, right?
It's got
Get it in
blockers.
there.
Oh, come on. I needed it.
Richard LeCount.
What were we talking about, senior leadership?
Yeah.
No, he's going to get the penalty for celebration. No. Why couldn't he score on that so I could be able to rage about how I'd called the defensive score?
Well, look, someone asked me this week how many interceptions is Richard LeCount going to have this season. I said 2, so he's already on good
Yeah.
pace to blow that out of the water. That's the Felipe Franks I recognize.
Yeah. That's the same. That's the same one Richard LeCount recognizes too. I'm gonna get in trouble for that, ain't I?
No.
Okay, I'm just
No.
saying.
I can see us running some kind of naked bootleg on first down here. Or some kind of
I still
quarterback.
have bad images of naked bootleg from the Tennessee
Some kind
game
of-
for 50 times.
Some kind of quarterback run here, too.
Look at that heavy protection on the left. Came back to the right.
Still got the 12 personnel in the game, which is 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a good game. You're in the 4-down zone. All you got to average is 2.5 a play. That's 3 yards.
I like this look here. I swear he looked like he had the slot guy on a slant.
Coach, when you have a new quarterback like this, and the quarterback situation changed kind of late in the summer, how simplified are the play calls for him right now?
I think they're a little more basic than they might have been with a veteran guy, but I think they've had plenty of time to put their whole package in. They're doing a lot of stuff here. Look at this formation here. You got 3-by-1. Got a chance to go over the top here.
That's a horrible pass. Intended for Jermaine Burton.
Yeah.
Man, not good there. Needed 3 out of that.
Yeah.
He had James Cook on the check down, but it wouldn't have been a first down unless
Just
James.
threw it behind him, I guess.
Oh yeah, well behind him.
Yeah.
Well, look, with a new quarterback and one that's gaining experience, there's going to be some hiccups for sure.
Good job on the protection, though.
Yeah.
Well, you got to hit that.
Yep. Oh, look at Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick wide open in the end zone. Stuff like that is what we're going to be showing you on Film Don't Lie when we put that together tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that's a missed opportunity.
Okay, defense, just hang in there.
3 minutes and 14 seconds in the first quarter. Georgia trailing 7-0. Oh, I'm going to say in Arkansas lose half the distance.
It's a long game, so I know the overreactions. I don't even want to go to the dog vent right now.
Oh, the dog vent's great, man.
No. I always want to go to the dog vent, but I know there's some panic there because that's what fans do. We've been without football for so long.
Well, but it's one.
Oh yeah.
Who's there?
Nobody there.
That's a safety.
It should be a safety.
He rolled out of the pocket, so he's not still in the
It's got to
pocket.
be a safety. You can't throw the ball from the end zone.
See, he's out.
He's outside the
Throws
tackle
it to
box.
nobody.
Yeah.
Safety.
He's outside the tackles box, so
Uh,
he was outside the tackle box.
Still 2nd and 12 under their own goalpost, so Georgia's in a good situation.
This is an inside run right here.
yeah. Just to get it away.
Well defended.
Damn, he actually got more than I expected. That's a load to try to tackle around the shoulders. He's going to take you with him for at least a yard or two.
3rd and 8 in their own territory. Definitely an RPO and watch for Franks to keep.
Yeah, Boyd is tough. Oh, you pulled him down.
Again,
Good
good job
coverage
by
there,
PI.
Daniels.
Yeah. That really looked to me like Scene may have been right on his back a little bit.
It's all about appearances, Roddy,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
and where the ref is and what they can
you
see
get a
from
little
their
nervous, like
perspective.
you were just waiting for that flag to come out, and when it comes, you're like, oh, we got caught on that one. It's just kind of that
Some
feedback.
people have asked me, sent some texts about JT Daniels because of the situation. We've had a little slow start, but presently he's on the trip, but he's not cleared by our doctors or trainers to play. So, but Dwan's going to come back here. This is a great chance to run one back.
I'm going to say, get a little special team score here. That'll work too.
What a kick.
What a punt. Damn.
Kyrus Jackson.
He got it. He's got it.
Blocking the back, though.
He
It's a great
He's still
return.
on his feet.
Oh, Beach County.
Do you see a block in the back?
I don't see a flag, Rowdy.
I did see a block in the back.
Special teams help you, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Peach County. That's what I said in my 3-2-1. They got that Spartan Goge style of the way they come up.
I love how he exaggerated the catch and made
Right
sure
there.
he got it.
Take a little break here. Be right back. Should be a commercial.
They go to a commercial. We'll go to a
Did I just
commercial.
hear? Yeah. There was a penalty.
What?
Yep.
I'll have to look and see how many penalties this is
Yeah.
for Georgia. 'Cause
What is? I'm not sure the. What is a crap ton?
what unit of measurement is that?
Yeah. Yeah. See. Well, so it wasn't the block in the back. It was a hold. So
I guarantee you that's the first thing Kirby Smart talks about in
Kirby's
his
going
post game.
Hell, he might call timeout just to yell at everybody about the penalties. Like, come on, guys.
Not a terrible idea.
Yeah, you know, if I had him on my text right now, I probably would text him, hey, coach, call a timeout and tell the guys to get their minds right. Yeah, so you should be way down there. Now you're on your side of the field. Start from your 44 instead of from the 14 that he had it down.
Still good
They
field
call the
position.
whole coach. It's Georgia's on their 44.
It's a roll
Fake to
out.
McIntosh, roll out.
Pickens.
George Pickens.
Look, the more they can get the ball to Pickens, the better off this
He
is.
picks up 11. Yeah, they call it a hold.
I like him moving the pocket a little bit there. That's good. They're going to give this guy some time to throw it when he's out like that. They're going to give a lot of room on the edge there to George. Go to your horse.
Yep. Find him again. That's a lot of bodies back there.
Here we go.
Telling y'all, Kenny Mack, that's the man. We were talking about Owen Condon and saying congrats to him for his first start. congrats to Justin Schaefer, who spent most of last year in a neck brace,
Exactly.
getting your start at the left guard spot. Congratulations, Justin Schaefer. You got to be rooting for that guy. In fact, I'm keeping my eye on him right now.
Go and do it to George.
Oh, out of bounds, I believe.
So,
What a
shadow,
throw.
You can't
Yeah.
tell.
God, it was a good throw. About 60 yards in the air.
I think that kind of throw should go to Pickens. Foot was out of bounds. Yeah.
He went out of bounds and came back in. Nice arm.
Yeah.
I like that call. I mean, everybody thinks you're going for the first down.
You'll trust George Pickens to track the football.
Yeah.
He's probably your best offensive player, so as much as he can get it.
Step up. I think we had a motion penalty there when that guy, offensive line, panicking a little bit there.
Was that the 47th penalty, 48th?
Who was that, on the line or the receiver? Did you get that, Dane?
I saw a tight end stumble through, but was it Darnell?
At 106 left in the first quarter if you're trying to sync up. And welcome everybody to the UGA Sports Watch Along. We really appreciate it.
Get it up. That was to Washington.
Yeah, that was Darnell.
Well, I never thought Georgia would have punted 4 times in the first quarter. You got to
Arkansas.
catch that ball right there. Give it some help.
Ah,
It's the only place he could have thrown it and had it completed.
so far, your leading candidate for Special Teams Player of the Week. Right now, Jake Camardo getting a workout in the first quarter.
Get down there and get it. One yard line. Beautiful.
That's just filthy.
I mean, look, Georgia's best player right now has been Jake Camardo.
Yeah. Not the MVP you're looking for.
Important, though,
All right.
because if the offense is going to sputter, you need your punter to keep things alive.
All right, let's go to some of the questions here. Be kind. Let's
49 seconds left in the first quarter. Arkansas has the ball 1st and 10. At their own spot, 1 yard line. Oh my goodness. He did not step out. They're saying he did. Okay.
yeah.
The way he kept going. Wow. Georgia has 8 penalties for 73 yards.
Jesus. Shout out to Rachel Carter. She says, just glad to be watching y'all as I can't watch it at home. So good to see you, Rachel Carter.
What was the penalty there? Illegal man downfield?
I don't know, we're looking at all the.
You can't back the ball up much further, so. Good stop by Monty Rice.
That's it. Say I agree with Jason Kennebrew on those comments about the jerseys. Yeah, not a big fan of the SEC logo right there. And Sylvia Nicole wanted to, right before as the game started, who was going to be the quarterback? Well, yeah. Sylvia, go to UGASports.com, sign up for $12 for the year, and we were reporting that Dwan Mathis was going to be the quarterback. So 1 second left in the first quarter. That should end it. That is the end of the first quarter. Georgia trailing 7-0. Not exactly the offensive output you want, but Coach, I mean, you're right. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. You've got all these talented players, but hell, they just keep making mistakes. You say 8 penalties?
8
We got
penalties, 73 yards.
8 penalties and some drop passes.
That's like for the entire game, it should only be 8.
Well, and look, it was a busted coverage.
And some drop passes and interception. Just a nightmare first quarter for Georgia, but fortunately, field position. At this point, you're not worried about anything but getting out with a W and getting ready for next week. You just gotta. I'm sure in this time frame, Coach Smart's talking to the whole team. Hey, let's settle down. We did all we could do wrong, and they're still only 7 points ahead of us. You know, what are you opening up there, Coach?
Right now, I got some more food from Classic City Eats. I got their sweet heat sauce. I got some fries. We got their
You got anything else over there?
chicken fingers. Oh, you stole all the hush puppies.
I haven't had a hush puppy yet. I've been working on those sausage a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I'm just telling
Hey,
you.
while y'all fight over the hush puppies, I'm going to play a commercial from our friends at Bud Light Seltzer.
Hey, look who's here. Come on in.
Tammy?
All right, we're back. Thanks to Bud Light Seltzer, excuse me,
Bud Light Seltzer.
and Bud Light. Leon Farmer and that crew, just can't thank you enough for helping make this happen where we can do this for Georgia fans that, especially this year, are not able to watch in the stadium as they normally would. Frankly, right now, I think a lot of people are probably pacing around their house or their driveway or doing something to get over that first quarter. But it is only one quarter, long way to go here. I think Georgia's talent will take over as the game progresses.
Yeah, I feel bad for the fans at home that are watching that don't have like some Classic City Eats here to kind of anger eat, you know.
Eat your feelings.
Eat your feelings, you know. It's like, damn it, you know. But when you have these sausages, everything doesn't look that bad.
Defending national champion getting beat 10-7 right now.
Really? And but Georgia didn't lose as many as LSU did.
LSU lost the whole team.
Yeah.
And Stingley's not playing today.
This might
because he
be
had
a
an
big
allergic
bomb right
reaction
here.
last
It
night.
could be. Here's, that's LSU score. Here comes Costello. Touchdown.
It's pretty fast.
He's already thrown for 202 yards.
Georgia's had 202 yards of penalties. I'm just frustrated because I'd like to see what Georgia could do without shooting itself in the foot.
No kidding.
You know, just let's see where they can go.
They're going 5 wides here.
Second
Oh,
six.
no, and Smith almost got there.
Still
But
throwing on. That's good coverage, Webb.
So aside from that one kind of long play, Georgia's defense has been pretty lights out.
Yeah.
Just driving them crazy.
Yeah. Right here,
Third and
as
6.
far as key plays in the season, this is one we'll look back on. If we can stop them here and make them punt and get some more field position and get our offense rolling, we don't need for start on our end of the field because we don't. Still looking for those first downs. We made one, but Come back with that same play, and he made it.
Wow. That looks a pretty good misdirection there.
Well, you're holding your linebackers with the inside zone and bringing the tight end across. So it's hard for the linebacker to cover the flat. I mean, it's well conceived.
Kendall Brawls is calling a good game for what Felipe Frank's skill set is.
Yep.
He's a good offensive mind. I mean, that's why Sam Pittman got him to Arkansas.
So that was Adam Anderson. I think they should have picked him up when he went out into the flat there.
You just don't know about the end, whether the end's got that responsibility or the linebacker.
Yeah.
What's the delay here?
What happened there?
Michael Lindsay says they need to put the game faces on in the second quarter. Michael's right. Angela Wedge says, man, we are looking rough. She's right.
While their pause, coach Lump Dog on YouTube asked, is there any reason for the lack of holes in the running game offensively for Georgia right now?
Yeah, they're ganging up inside on us, and, we're just not getting any movement.
Marcus Simmons says, one would think we'd look a bit more polished. What have they been doing for the last 6 weeks?
Getting a new quarterback, for one.
Well, yeah, not only that, but you do have officials at each practice. You have SEC refs. They're calling penalties and stuff like that. They pay them to come out to every practice. You would think that they'd do a little bit better there.
We just got to be real careful here
He's got
about
chicken fingers. Yeah.
We got to be careful about hitting the panic mode here. Let's just reverse.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh!
Make the play for safety. Or fall on it. I call it a
Defensive score.
I mean, that was multiple guys.
Like we said, Kendall Brown's calling a good game for us. He has called a good game, but that was really not real good there. Double reverse.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen unless you can see our guys. We're all over it. Mark Webb, great play.
Mark Webb and Aziz Ojolari just waiting on that to happen.
Been
Mark
nice.
Webb making up for that pass interference call.
Been nice to recover that in the end zone, but just like I said, I mean, be patient.
Let me get Patrick Garvin to see when the last time Georgia's first score of a season was a safety.
Vanderbilt.
We had a safety on Vanderbilt last year.
No, I'm just thinking it's been the last time I remember Georgia only having one first score being a safety was Vanderbilt.
In a game.
In a game, yeah.
Coach Pittman probably didn't like that call too much.
Well, I did not expect Georgia's first scorer to be Aziz Ojolari. Did not think.
I tell anybody from little league to junior high to high school to college to pro, if you're inside your 20-yard line, don't let anybody handle the ball but your quarterback. Because
That's a good score. I
for
like
that right there, you had people who aren't used to it, handling it, and that's what Shock's going to say right now.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm the quarterback. Don't give the ball to anybody else.
I'm talking about any of that funky stuff. You don't do that unless you're really behind. I mean, that changes the whole, like I said, that's going to change the whole complexion of this game. And we're going to get great field position here. I love to receive a kick after a safety as far as any special teams play in America. And some teams punt it and some teams place kick it. They're going to kick off here. And we got a chance of taking this baby back a long way.
That is the best part of the safety. It's like, go ahead and give us the ball on your 50. Good kick.
Yeah, like I said, get some fire in your ankles.
Kenny Mack.
All right, this is an opportunity here to just take control of the game.
At least get ahead.
I think those jerseys look good, though.
like to see
That's the problem. Is the red pants are causing all the penalties.
what we got to do here is go back to that zone read and make them play it, and if they don't play it, keep it. Just build some confidence in it. Might be a good time for a screen pass too. We got Cook in the game. Nice try.
Yeah, that's
Jeff.
a hell of a throw, though.
Guy's making some plays with his feet.
Yeah.
I don't know who got beat there. Condon.
Yeah, Condon got
No,
beat
it was
right
Cleveland. 74.
That's a hell of a throw when you're running backwards trying not to get killed and to be able to put it on the money down the field like that. There's that gap.
There's a gash. Ooh.
Oh, he fell.
8 yards, though. He's only got 992 left.
Yeah.
No, he had 4, so it's 12. All right, get up there and run it.
There.
That's the way to
That's
run
where
with
you
some
drag
power.
him across. Good job,
Get up
Trey
there and
Hill.
run another one. Come on, what a mark that was. Oh, God.
Wow.
I would challenge that.
Trey Hill grabbed the man, threw him across the first yard marker. And
Challenge it, Kirby. What a
13:29,
This is a
13:28, 13:27, 13:25.
This is sneak. Oh, right guard, sneak it.
Go in right behind Big Ben. There it is. Oh, wow. Went right up Trey Hill's hay gap on his right side, it looked like.
I like it, though. That's a good power move.
Trey move everybody?
Let's go right here. Let's go. I like the motion there.
Look at Trey just squatting people.
Good movement up there now. Let's keep it going. Kid's quick now, I'm telling you.
Yeah. See, he's starting to put something together.
I like this tempo.
When you see 5'5" on the center, that's actually the circumference of each thigh. 55 inches around.
Justin Schaefer's not in right now. Warren Erickson was playing
Going deep.
left guard.
All right, we're going to get a penalty there.
I haven't seen it yet.
You know, we got to be better protection on play action. I mean,
Yeah.
he was going to run a double move to Pickens on the outside, I think.
$12.37.
If you're just joining us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, I'm Dane Young. That's Roddy Nabolsi and head coach Jim Donnan from UGASports.com. We're watching Georgia and Arkansas along with you. So this is your second screen experience to kind of get our commentary as the game goes along. Georgia currently trailing 7-2 in the second quarter. But Georgia has the ball and a chance to change the momentum of the game here.
And I do, again, if you're watching it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, please share this. Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, and how about that deal we have for our UGASports.com right now? I couldn't believe when you said $12 to join the site. I was like, oh my goodness.
$12 for 1 year. We've never done that before. We'll never do it again. It's only good through Monday. You'll get all the, you got our 3-2-1 column yesterday. You got our pregame practice report today. You got our pregame observations today. You'll have the what just happened story after the game's over. The film don't lie, Sunday or Monday. Brent Rollins' Pro Football Focus observations. Column from Jason Butt. Giant notebook from Anthony Dasher. Kirby Smart's video interview. The news and notes they'll be coming out. All the sidebars, all the side stories.
2
All right.
podcasts.
Yeah, I'm just saying just tomorrow. This is all just coming, or just today. This is all the stuff that's going to come this afternoon. So the deal only lasts through Monday midnight. $12 for the entire year. It's normally $100 a year or $10 a month. This is $12. We've already had, well over 100 people jump on it in the first few hours that we started it. So if you get a chance, sign up for UGASports.com. It's the best Georgia coverage you'll ever get, and it allows us to do stuff like this. So
Colin Worthy says at least Coach Cochran has the special teams balling right now.
yeah,
Good point.
Sure is.
and Matt Luke's got to figure out that O-line.
I have not seen Scott Cochran go berserk on the sideline yet. I'm excited for it. The camera's got to catch that, right?
We got to think that that's probably happened over some of those punts. You know, the cameras aren't staying on him when Jake Camarda gets back to the sideline. But if I'm a new coach at Georgia, it's my first on-field coaching job, and I'm in charge of special teams, and I've got a guy who's put them on the 10-yard line, the 9-yard line, and the 4-yard line, and the 1.
Oh, Camarda's kind of a small guy. He probably has to be a bit more measured.
Yeah, it's like don't break your punter in half.
3rd and 4 for Georgia's offense. Again, Justin Schaefer out of the game at left guard. Warren Erickson has taken his place.
Did he get hurt?
I haven't seen one way or the other.
Yeah, you're right.
Not real good at passing game right now.
A lot of space to the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bad snap. No, he took his eye off the ball.
Yep.
Nightmare.
Not exactly. Again, sloppy.
I wonder if it's an early snap and he wasn't looking for it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Let's watch again. Just went to his left a little bit.
Yeah.
Woo, mama.
And they brought everybody too, so it's just they came running. They ran a nice
guy's
twist
running
up
around
there,
on-
and that brought them up.
Running around our tackles.
Oh, another great punt.
Tyson Campbell had a chance to pin that one.
It's hard to locate the ball when you're going full speed down there, but that's
Yeah.
part of the job.
Well, sometimes the other team stops you and sometimes you stop yourself. That's a great example right there. We made a good first down and they got pressure on us on second down, and then third down we just had the bad snap. I don't know if it was that bad a snap either after you look at it. It looked like he had a shot at it.
Looked to me like he just missed it,
Yeah.
you know?
You know, just might be good just to put Stetson Bennett in for a series and see, let Mathis settle down. A lot of pressure, a whole pressure dog nation on him, and
Yeah.
just go in there and let him execute and call some plays at the line, but and then get Mathis back in there because he's earned a job. But
You're going to be offsides right there on number 8 right off the bat.
they're running the option there. Tackle. Good job,
Stop,
Richard. Thought they were offside too.
Yeah, number 8 was standing right shoulder in the in the Georgia secondary. That was I wasn't sure why they didn't call that, but again, what do I know? All right, 3rd and 7, 10:56, 10:55, 10:54.
I hope we don't play. We're playing a 3-man rush here. I like that. Make the tackle.
Came up on him. There it is.
The reason I said that, if you played man and press coverage, you got a chance for a big play right there. Just a really good job by Anderson, the whole team, just playing the down and distance, and good call by Lanny.
You know, when people talk about Georgia's linebackers, Adam Anderson's name is not one of the first ones mentioned, but he's quite productive, especially on those third down situations.
He's a third down star.
He and Walker are part of our third down package. Just the way they can, and also Tyndall comes in some too, but.
Georgia's dominated time of possession, and they've dominated some other stats you don't want to, like the penalties.
I think Pat Garvin's kind of joking in our group chat saying that the 8 penalties for 73 yards,
73.
maybe the most in a one quarter ever at Georgia. And I kind of, I thought maybe he's being facetious, but now I'm thinking, I don't remember 8 penalties in a quarter.
Here's the team stats right now.
Did we have 8 1/4?
It was just over a quarter
Yeah.
when they picked up the 8th. I think it was just into the second quarter. Georgia has 3 first downs, 1 for 8 on third down. Total yards 71, 37 of those passing, 34 rushing. 8 penalties, 73 yards, and a turnover. Winning time of possession 11:35 to 8:11. Look, a piece of this is Georgia's going to have to rush more than 34 yards a quarter.
Yeah.
And Georgia's offensive line should be creating some space for that for these running backs and for Donnan to run.
We're getting
but
beat.
they're
We're getting
not.
beat. We're getting beat on the edge on the pass rush, though. They're just coming around there, guys. We need to maybe confine our formation a little bit, and make it a little wider rush lane. Maybe go with the 2 tight ends on third down because those tackles. I don't think necessarily Salyer's been, but there's several times they've gotten a speed rush on us on Condon's side.
Well, look, last year when some of this happened, Georgia, just, wherever Andrew Thomas was, run behind him. So
I like that. We're running behind Hill.
Ron Salyer.
But again, going back to our pregame first quarter talk, I mean they're concentrating on the inside run and forcing us to run other areas because of their front. They've got a lot of people inside in the box there. So the first time we ran the zone read, it was there, and we also ran the quarterback draw. We need to come back to that.
Yeah. And you've got a really good athlete at quarterback, and getting him moving, I think, is going to help build his confidence some. Thanks, sir.
No problem.
I mean, Georgia has to have elevated quarterback play, and that's really been the case for the second half of last season, too, when we saw some limited, whether it's receivers or the quarterback. The passing game for Georgia has been limited for going on 2 years right now, at least large chunks of last season. And so it's a work in progress.
But they can run it at will, practically. That's going to be the frustrating part.
Well, what have we said in the offseason, though, when you're replacing 2 first-round tackles?
What we need now is a
And,
special
2
teams run back.
guards.
We need a run back there again.
Not first round, but 2 top guards. I mean, Saul McKinley starting.
Yeah.
Cade Mays is pretty good. Is the number 6 guy on the offensive line last year.
Good.
Who was the return man there? Was it Kenny Mack still?
I thought Kyrus Jackson was back there the first time, but I didn't see this one. I was too busy watching the ball bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, you're right.
See all these teams having trouble today. LSU, Texas only winning by 3. Oklahoma, the third-ranked team in the nation, got beat by a team that Arkansas State beat 2 weeks ago. It's just it's a different ball game. Here, who they putting in a quarterback?
Here comes Stetson Bennett.
Did somebody?
Now, we got 9 types of hell.
Wow.
For our podcast. We talked a lot about who the second-string quarterback was going to be, and people gave us shit about Stetson Bennett and kept telling us Carson Beck was the backup.
Excuse
Why
me.
are we talking about that?
But what did I just say about what might be
You
a
just
good
said
idea?
It's a good idea.
The thing that he can do is take a little pressure off the other kid because he knows how to run the team.
Yep.
Surely we didn't have another penalty.
That's Stetson Fleming Bennett the 4th for you all watching. at
What's the
home.
penalty here? My.
Being a Bulldog, apparently.
Did you hear me say a minute ago that they might ought to put Bennett
Yeah,
in?
you did. You said on this next series.
No, the reason I said it was just to settle everybody down. This guy knows what to do with the football.
Yeah.
It's a good pass to Pickens.
Just for his own goodness, I hope for this kid, as much grief as he's taken from people, you can see what kind of ability he has because he knows how to run the show.
Again, I will tell the story, and I'm sorry, folks, if you've heard it before, but back when you had the Jacob Eason, Jacob Fromm head-to-head battle, Stetson Bennett was on the field. And I spoke to a guy who went to practice every day. And he said, look, man, I tell you, I know these are 2 5-stars battling it out, but if I was Kirby Smart, if I was a head coach, I'd start Stetson Bennett. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Then I started talking to the players, and they're like, yeah, we call him Johnny Football.
This is a really good job here of reading the coverage here by Karis Jackson.
Sat in that no man's land, didn't he? Oh, yeah, feed Karis.
You see how these quick passes are happening, though? That's so much of what LSU had success with last year, was get the ball
There's
quickly
Todd
out.
up in the breast box. Those are 2 guys you mentioned might be up there, Hartley and Monken.
What kind of camera angle is that? Hey, let's look at his neck. Kenny Mack, nowhere to go.
Boy, not much movement there. You got to waist down there, 2nd and 2. Now we got to come back. I tell you one thing this kid can do too. He can keep the ball on the zone, and we're going to our power package here. This is going to be a tight formation. If you ever need a first down, Georgia, you need one here.
Alan Fowler says that's why we listen to Coach talking about the quarterback change that we just saw.
Yeah. Darnell picking up Darnell.
You got to catch the ball there.
It's Demetrius, Rob.
Demetrius. Come on, man.
Penalties, drop passes.
And look, we can talk about the quarterback play as much as we want. These skill players have to help these quarterbacks.
That ball was tipped, though.
But still hit him in the hands.
Yeah, that's still catchable.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, you're a wide receiver. You got one job. Come on.
I like Kirby going for it here.
Yeah, no point in punting him deep.
This is going to be a fake up in the line, and he's going to bootleg to the right and throw it in the flat. He's going to run it for first down.
So you were wrong. You were wrong.
Check his phone.
He ran it, but set it to it.
Check his phone. See if you got a text.
He's going to fake it inside. He's going to bootleg it out.
Good job there by Cook.
Yeah.
Just nice poise by the Stetson there. Tight formation. Quick pitch here.
That's the play they ran on that first time, and they had a call back.
I'm getting some rhythm here on these play calls here.
Good job, Coach. You had that dead to rights.
Mississippi State getting after the Bayou Bengals.
Mike Leach.
Apparently LSU's quarterback play has been pretty awesome.
I like this march here too, by
Stetson Bennett and the boys.
Yeah. Now you got some stuff set up for your play action. Work on Pickens over here.
All right, come on, mailman. Let's see what you got.
Hit Pickens over on the boundary. Well, it's not Pickens, but it's who?
Is that Robinson?
No, 81. It's Jalen Johnson. No, that's
Roseme.
Marcus Roseme, Jack Saint.
All right.
Learn these freshman
We can do a lot on 3rd and 2.
Marcus Roseme.
Jack Saint.
Funny, somebody mentioned him in the 3-2-1 as well.
Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth to Marcus Roseme Jack Saint. Good luck, announcers.
Yeah.
Come on, right here.
A lot of space up high.
Tight. They are on tight. Oh my goodness. He knows he had it and he knows.
You got beat inside there.
Yep.
Tight end. You got to watch out for penetration.
4th and 1, go for it again.
For sure we're going for it.
And Zamir knows that he knew he had it.
Run the same thing again.
Yep. I was going to say he wants that same. He wants that play back.
I'm talking about rollout. We got Erickson in at center and Hill at guard now. Must be having some problems there.
Nope.
No.
Too much penetration, man. Got to help your line out with. They sold the ranch on us, Sarah.
Kirby having commentary with Matt Landers over there on the sideline.
It's because the guy got inside the wing. Watch him come inside the wing there.
Yeah.
That's your man there. He did a pretty good job on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had his guy. It was somebody else.
It was in the interior of the line, looked like between center and right guard to me.
So, been quite a
That was interesting there to see Hill out and Erickson in. Was Hill at left guard or was Schaefer?
I couldn't see it.
Well, I tell you, that first down penalty hurt us. What was that penalty for when Cook got 15 yards?
I can double check for the exact. Hold on.
Marcus Simmons says, dang, Coach, that was a scary good prognostication on fourth down.
It was a legal formation on Georgia.
Okay, thank you. They got the best field position they've had since the first of the game now. They're going to try to work on our slot coverage guy, their slot coverage guy, or are they going to throw some kind of deep pattern here pretty early because that's their MO. That was a heck of a series by Bennett, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The one problem that he has, you can get some tip balls with his height, but
he can also roll out and kind of open the pocket on some of the things we were talking about, too, to create extra space.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete. One thing about the schedule, though, there's not a whole lot of time in this season to figure out the offense as you go. So
we got to.
You got to find
Not
answers
against that
quick.
Auburn defense. It looked pretty good today.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out today first.
Yes, I mean, this game is got to be won, and you don't win without scoring points. So unless the defense is going to score 20, which it could. Felipe Franks is over there.
A lot of people who were complaining about James Coley last year would be like, wow, maybe wasn't so bad. But again, I go back to the fact that you're replacing two first round tackles.
You got 8 guys in the pros off last year's team that could be playing this year, except the 2 tackles.
I mean,
You got
they
6.
both left early, so.
Yeah, I mean they could too. They were juniors.
Hey, Roddy, what flavor of the Bud Light Seltzer are you on right now?
Right now I'm still on the lemon lime, but over here I had my son bring me my cooler, and we've got the strawberry cool down. I got the mango cool down, and hopefully got some cranberry in here.
Here they go.
6:11 on the clock, 1st and 10 for Arkansas. This defense is swarming.
Yeah. I have to call for another defensive score here.
Got a few folks asking about quarterback and JT Daniels. JT Daniels is not medically cleared to play football right now. So from a quarterback situation, it's Dwan Mathis, it's Stetson Bennett, it's Carson Beck.
Well, I'd also like to see Dwan Mathis be able to get a series without 4 or 5 penalties in it.
Our problem not quarterback right now. In me, as much as anything, just really not getting anything out of the running game. We got a few drop passes. Darnell Washington dropped one. Robertson dropped one.
Yeah.
But certainly Mathis hadn't had the kind of start that we had hoped he would. But
well, like I said, good to have help from skill players and.
Well, camera guys are getting lost in these things. 554, 553, 552. If you're trying to
Another stop by the defense.
I'm just telling you right now, if I'm Sam Pittman, this would be a great time to fake a punt.
Well, I mean,
And because I'd like for him to help us out and fake it.
that's cold-blooded, Coach.
Fake it, Sam. This is a favor to the old coach.
Oh man, that's cold.
Just don't get a penalty here, Georgia.
Yeah. 4th and 4. You can't do anything stupid here.
We're close to breaking one.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if Kears takes this one to the house. Oh, he waited longer. You notice that little pause to try to get his guys in place? That was well done.
All right.
They knew Kyrus could have a strong return there, so what did they do? They paused a little bit on the kick there to give their gunners time to get down and be ready to force them to fair catch it. But can you imagine, we went from a situation where we had Jamie Newman transfer in, then you had JT Daniels transfer in, you had Dwan Mathis cleared, you had, this is all after Drake Fromm left a year early, he could have stuck around a year. Who would be expecting Stetson Bennett to be your quarterback right now?
Let's check out who our offensive line is. You're making a good point there. That's for sure. Nobody can predict.
Yeah, think back to that first scrimmage. Kirby Smart was talking about all the guys who got reps with the number one offense.
Get out of the way, ref.
It looks like Schaefer's is still in.
Yeah, it looked like Salyer, Schaefer, Hill.
I like the way he laid that and up there.
Yeah.
Good touch. Probably a little bit too much coverage there.
Yeah,
they're doubling the heck out of Pick.
So if they've got him doubled up, who's open?
I guess he didn't feel good about throwing it to somebody else there. I mean, this is quarterback draw territory here.
Oh my goodness.
Attaboy, Stetson.
Attaboy, coach. Wow. What did you see there to think that?
Well, they're playing some man coverage. They went to 5 wides so they could not have anybody up inside there to stop him, because they're trying to double team the outside there. They're playing what we call 5-man, 5 under man with 2 deep. So everybody runs their guy off and you just get some blocking up front.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
All right, so 440.
2 backs.
That's what I need to mark it.
Nice delivery there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He zipped the ball in there, but little contact as the ball got there. Kyrus Jackson looking for a flag.
He got the arm.
Yeah. I think the ball's a little too far to.
You got to give Arkansas credit. They're doing a good job.
He's not going to get that call when the ball's over there. I did like the play call on the first and 10.
Pressure. That's the way to run, man. That's the way to get away from it.
Yeah.
We got McClendon in there, right tackle now. Isn't he 70?
I believe so.
Let's
That's
see
a
what
lot of
happens
shuffling
there.
on the line.
McClendon, there he is.
Yeah, McClendon 70.
Yeah.
Salyer got beat there.
Let's be careful.
If Sam Pittman knows about anything from Georgia, he knows about Georgia's offensive line, so he knows
Be
every
careful
weakness
here.
those guys
Be
have.
careful. Draw play, probably. Screen.
Screen. Oh my
Get
God.
out of the way. Did that hit? We're just not doing anything routine here. Did that hit Cleveland in the back or what?
He just let him come through. Yeah. Ball wasn't. He was supposed to hold his guy up, release.
Yeah, he's supposed to hold the ball a little longer maybe there.
And James Cook is cutting behind Cleveland, the block that Cleveland's supposed to throw out there, but there's nobody for him, and then the pass just incomplete.
Right here, our special teams don't need to go to sleep here because we've been covering all these kicks and they haven't tried to return them. We got to get down there and cover this one.
Yeah. All right.
Boy, that's a great pump.
That was. You needed that.
Need to stop them first 2 downs and then call timeout.
I mean, I know there's frustration on the offense, but you do have to give Georgia a shout-out for the defense for getting Arkansas off the field quickly. I mean, the Razorbacks are not getting anything generated offensively right now.
Yeah, how many total yards does Georgia have right now?
About 150, probably.
Not where we want to be.
Total yards 118.
Oof.
Arkansas is 123. Georgia has 70 passing yards, 48 rushing yards. And look, for a team as talented as Georgia, this rushing attack, not working. And some of that's because the offensive line's not getting the push it needs to.
I mean, you got
Everybody's getting on my ass about talking about all these replacements and everything the last 2 weeks, but I told you I didn't think it'd be like this, but
I mean, I said last year I think Andrew Thomas is one of the best 10 players to ever play football at UGA. So even a guy as talented as Jamari Salyer, there's going to be a drop-off at that particular spot.
Yeah, think of the left side. And it's his first year playing it, Not to say that he can't. You're not immediately replacing a Andrew Thomas with an Andrew Thomas. You're replacing Solomon Kinley. So now you've had a couple guys try to step into that spot, and Justin Schaefer and Warren Erickson, both who were good, but Solomon Kinley came in as a 3-star, grabbed that starting spot, and held it for 2.5 years. Went straight to the NFL and is a starter for the Miami Dolphins.
You look at the freshmen that come in, offensive line traditionally is the hardest transition to make from high school to college, but just because your body size, but also the scheme is much different. So
they only took one guy, from this freshman class on the offensive line up there in Cedric Van Pran. You're in such a tough situation there that you had to move Hill out to play guard, and you move Warren Erickson in there to play center, because you need Hill and his skill set somewhere else. Owen Condon's having trouble, so that you bring in Warren Erickson. It's just you have 3 5-star running backs, 3 of them, and it doesn't matter who's back there. When you're getting hit behind the line of scrimmage, you're not getting pushed. You're not getting any gaps. They're blowing you up, and you have a head coach on the other side who knows the strength and weaknesses of every one of your offensive linemen except your freshmen. He's going to know how to attack them, so that's what he's doing. And then, of course, 100 penalties and drop passes and just a few missed assignments. It's just sloppy football. And Kirby Smart said that when he talked about the first scrimmage and the second scrimmage and even that third one. He was just like, we're not where we need to be. So he could see it. I mean, we sometimes just dismiss that as coach speak. That was just coach being coach, and he wants absolute perfection. Kirby came out into those press conferences and said, "Hey, we are sloppy. It's not good." And then we tried to temper everyone's expectation by saying, "Look, you're trying to replace 2 offensive tackles and 2 guards." Because remember, Cade Mays played a lot of guard for you last year at that right guard spot. So you bring back Ben Cleveland, and you feel kind of comfortable about that. But the only guy who played a lot for you last year that's back on that offensive line is Trey Hill, and he can't do it all by himself.
Arkansas is content to run this clock down.
Yeah, you got to lead. I mean, it's a win for them to go into the half up 7-2 on the number 4 team in the nation.
We got to stop them there and call timeout. Good play there by Stevenson.
Roddy, there's a question from Kirk Spears about Clay Webb. We're talking about offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And
Goodness, we just got a horse collar tackle.
Jeez.
My bad, sorry.
No, that's didn't even see that. Jeez.
Stevenson.
How's that a horse collar tackle? You got him by the back of the jersey.
It was right in the middle of the 1 and the 6. Yeah, I don't like that call.
Yeah. That's a second really, really questionable call.
That is not good.
I'm sorry, there's a question about Clay Webb.
10 penalties, 93 yards.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Clay Webb was mentioned in the YouTube chat.
He is not there. He did not travel with the team.
Hurt his foot, I heard. That's what you told me.
Yeah. Last I heard that he had an ankle issue, so that would keep him. Again, we haven't confirmed that, so we just said that he's. Again, that was in the notes that you would get if you're a member of UGASports.com. Ooh.
Oh, you got to make that play, Monty.
Franks was rocked as he released that ball, and he's going to feel that one. Yeah.
The last time he was rocked, he threw an interception the next pass.
Yeah. I mean, he got hit a ton of bricks. I bet
He's
that,
coming out.
Bet that left arm hurts.
Wild hog, maybe?
Yeah. So we saw a situation where when we put up our notes at our midday notes, we mentioned some of the guys that traveled, some guys that didn't. We mentioned that Clay Webb did not travel because of an injury. We've done some digging and was told he had an ankle injury. But again, we're not certain of that, so we didn't report it. There you go, Wild Hog.
Running quarterback.
Big Jordan Davis just unloading. And Monty Rice, that's a... Again, that goes along with every penalty you've had, every drop pass you've had. You know, you've just... Stuff like that would change the nature of this game. Those small, I say small, but those execution issues, you get hit in the hands like that, you got to catch that one.
Good
What
pressure.
a hold. What a hold. Trayvon Walker was absolutely tackled.
I got to call that.
Good on Aziz Ojulari for sticking with the play and running downfield. I mean, I know that's his job as a edge rusher, but he ran stride for stride with Felipe Franks. Holding
Thank you.
indeed.
And don't shake your head like you didn't do it. Watch this. You just all over it. All right, a minute 30 left. Georgia trailing 7-2, 3rd and 18.
If they run the ball here, we need to call a timeout after this.
I'm expecting that's what's going to happen because I think Sam Pittman would love to go to halftime with a 7-2 score.
Yeah, that's quite the moral victory.
George calls timeout now.
Yeah, that's a good timeout.
So who's Kirby talking to right here? Is that Schumann up top?
Talking to Schumann and Lanning here. I want to give one little while we got a break here. Our center at Oklahoma when we won a national championship was Bob Latham, and he's a lawyer now in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and his son Brady Latham is number 62, one of the linebackers for Arkansas. So
Oh, wow.
I hate to see him doing well against Georgia, but I'm glad he's getting a shot. And Bob was a great fixture on our offensive line and did a tremendous job for us, along with my son-in-law, Greg Johnson, and a lot of those guys. But a good center for us, and I'm glad his son's getting a shot at playing college ball.
That's fantastic.
Also, shout out to DJ Shockley on the SEC Network call of this game on TV.
See,
Yeah.
I always tell people, don't listen to the announcers, listen to us. And I feel bad because I don't want to. I want if you're listening to DJ, we're not going to be too mad. I want one of these strawberry ones, the ones that taste like strawberries and
We
bubbles.
need a pick here. They probably gonna run a draw.
Strawberries and bubbles.
It's happening to both teams. They're jumping offside too.
We were so excited about football being back, we didn't realize it was going to be crappy football.
Well, look, now there's something to be said for this practice this year has been so disrupted.
Yeah, special teams been good. Defense been pretty good. Be nice to get a pick here.
I'm surprised they allow face masks like that.
Knew they were gonna run it.
Well, that's
Great play by N'Kobe Dean.
Timeout.
Excellent.
Timeout, Kirby. Look at the 17 over the left guard here. Watch this linebacker run.
Oof.
That saved the first down.
You're right.
I mean,
Just like you called it.
is that not as close to Roquan as we've seen since Roquan?
Yeah. Somebody said he might be the 5-star guy that. Didn't you say that, Rob?
I said that we may severely regret not making.
No, you predicted which one of these 5 stars would have the best year.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they got a lot of good 5 stars.
Somebody made Nakobe Dean his mouth-watering player of the week on the Tuesday UGA Sports Live podcast.
Did I do that?
That was me.
Ah.
So I expect a raise from
We'll
the $5 that I get a year.
We'll double your 0 to
Zero. Yeah,
0. Right?
thanks. All right, look, Georgia's going to have a minute, a little bit less here. With an offense that's been sputtering, I mean, do you go hurry up and try to grab some kind of points here? This is where being a coach, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're giving Arkansas the football back. But do you think you can go 80 yards in a minute 23?
Well, they do have they have worked on their 1-minute offense and their 2-minute offense. So.
Well, then go for it.
Yeah. Hell, nothing else is working, so maybe try this. Notice they brought 3 after the kick because it was a short field. So.
Yeah. There's a flag on the play. Oh, do not be roughing. Got a flag on the punt, Coach. We got to make sure what this is. I didn't see it.
Kirby not too happy.
Running into the kicker.
the kicker. That's 5-yard penalty.
Yeah. Not automatic, thank the Lord.
Well, 15 would have been.
Again, the only thing that makes this game worth watching is these Bud Light seltzers. You know, if you like, if you're a beer drinker, you'll like these Bud Light seltzers.
How many is that for you? Do I need to call your son to pick you up later?
Shut up. If you don't like beer, you'll still like these Bud Light seltzers. I'm skipping and going straight to the strawberry. I can't wait to go through pineapple first. I got to jump ahead.
Slim cans, 100 calories in a can.
Less than 1 gram of sugar. That's how you get svelte, man.
You are slim and trim these days.
Yeah, part of it has to do with I stopped drinking that crazy heavy beer and moved to something a little lighter.
Coach, how aggressive do you think the offense? Well, Arkansas is trying to kick this now with the 5-yard penalty.
If he makes it, it'll be good. If he misses, he's going to give us great field position.
Transfer kicker from Duke here. 54-yard attempt. Is this a timeout beforehand? He missed it.
Guys, how bad a break is that for us? We would have had the ball right there, and now they're going to punt it. God.
Coach, when the crap hits the fan.
That's the thing you got to keep from getting our players' mind, though. I mean, hey, just fortunate it's only 7-2. We can do a whole lot here. It's just.
So we've had a couple people ask, hey, can JT be cleared by halftime?
JT's not the answer right now. The answer is the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not getting anything out of running game or protection. I mean, we're just that's a misnomer.
I like what Scott Cochran was doing there with his punt coverage team. He was running a lot of misdirection there.
Here's what you say to your offense right here. You got no timeouts. You got the ball on the 20. They're going through all the miscues that we've made here today. There's an interception in the red zone. There's a bad snap when we're in the 4-down area. Here's 4th down, didn't make it. I mean, there's 3 great opportunities in the scoring zone. We got nothing.
Yeah.
Would have had a field goal. But right here, you got to really be safe with the ball. Usually you try some kind of screen or draw on 1st down and see if you can get into your 2-minute offense. And if you don't make it, just take it to the house. I mean, let's get in there and understand we got the ball first, the second half, and just run the draw here. Where's the screen? That's just as good. Get out of bounds, though.
I got caught from behind.
Tick, 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 tick.
Again, smart quarterback right now, and Stetson Bennett. If you want to run your 1-minute offense, this guy's done in practice all the time. Yeah. So they're trying to get him lined up fast. It still took way too long. Wow. Big Darnell, jeez.
Get up there and spike it. Spike it.
It's like throwing to...
LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say like a
We
brick
could get
chimney,
if
but-
we could get 3 out of this drive.
James Cook has got to catch that football.
Probably good that he didn't though, because clock when they got a
Yeah.
first down. That's a nice throw.
that guy's so big.
I'd come back with that.
It's like throwing to a redwood.
See, they're double covering Pickens right now. The middle
The
of
shortest guy on the team throwing to the tallest guy on the team.
middle of the field's open here.
It's a good chance.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's a big opening there. Get Darnell back up in there. There he goes. There he is.
All right,
Different guy
spike
in
it,
the middle of the
spike
field.
it, spike it. That's the way to catch it, Robertson.
Great protection on the left side there from Jamari Sawyer.
Spike it.
Took forever.
All right, we got a field goal here anyhow.
Do you not try to take a shot at the end zone?
I said we got at least a field goal.
Oh,
Right here,
okay,
we're going to
field.
take one.
Okay.
He just reminded you no timeouts. Right here, I go for, but they're going to double Pickens.
So if they're double, then what
We're
do you
going to
do?
get a delay game. We don't get rolling here. I like us being in the huddle here where everybody knows what to do. You got to give old Ben a little credit on this march.
Yeah.
Guys are catching the ball too.
5, 4.
Got it off of 1 second on the play clock.
See it? Good. That's a great 5-yard pass there.
Stops clock, gets you a little closer.
We'll kick it right here.
Yeah.
First kick for, did we determine how to say his last name?
Podlesny.
Jack Pod.
We might be going for one more play here.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe don't feel good about where we are.
Can't throw it to in the middle of the field, right?
Yeah.
You can throw it to the end zone.
8 seconds is not a lot of time to throw
That
it.
is.
They're going to throw it in the flat here again. Watch it.
Same play?
Another 5
How
yards.
about it, Roddy? Did you hear that?
I'm not listening to you.
I mean,
I want to see it happen. You ruin it for me. You're like the
just the way they
mystery
lined
novel,
up. That's
reading
all-
the last page
I've been
first.
so bad on calling plays today, I had to get one right.
You got them.
They're going to call a timeout right here. Watch them
Everyone
icing.
thinks we're like 45 seconds behind.
This
the
old boy right here is going to have to show me something. You can do it, Pod. They're going to call a timeout before you kick it, though.
Yep.
I'm serious now. This is a beautiful game-changing drive here. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, that changes the whole outcome of it. You
We're
know,
going
you
from-
moved down, you scored.
7-5, we only need 2 home runs a time.
But you've converted plays and you've
Right.
avoided penalties. That
And got
has
some
not happened
confidence.
on any of your other drives.
What's really impressive, though, was some of the guys that hadn't done anything. Washington catches that, and then Robertson catches 3 on that drive, didn't he? Nice job, Stetson.
Yeah. Look at Stetson bopping his head. Yeah.
Feeling it.
Feeling it.
I will tell you, watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, we'll take a quick halftime break after some analysis, but we have this field goal attempt first.
Let's go, Podlesny.
What I worry about is them waiting too long to kick it. Start when the center's hands. Start.
There you go.
That's it. They called timeout again, I think.
He pushed it wide, so that's a good thing.
That's a good practice, though.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's
Is that okay? The wind's pushing me a little this
That's
way.
another thing I like old Sam doing there. Letting him practice one. He had good rhythm. Now he gonna make it. How about that guy for the Chiefs the other night? Had 3 straight kicks to win the game because he had different kind of penalties and everything, and he made all 3 of them from 50 yards or more. But the thing I don't like, he went to Tech. That kicker made all 3 of them with the pressure on against the Chargers.
So when you talk about
Kirby, you gonna fake this one? No.
Now, if you called that one, Coach.
No, I'd like a fake here.
let's see here, Jack. You obviously had the leg on the
Look,
last
I
one.
guarantee he's gonna make this one.
Right,
There it
down
is.
the center.
Pipes.
That's a great drive. Let's go, Dogs. All Dog fans, let's just rejoice in the fact that, like Sheriff Bill used to say up there in Logan County, West Virginia, it could be worse.
It could be worse. Could have been me there last night.
So we can't do this anyway but think about it's good.
And you're
Good learning experience, and just go in there and say, look, we got our offense going now, and we're going to build on it. So can't worry about what happened. Just got to get out there. As bad as we played, we're down 2 points.
You saw what you have in Darnell, Washington. Let's see a little bit more of that. You saw Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint get out there. You saw, and again, I'm just picking on freshmen here who can, some of the positives. You saw Jalen Carter wreaking some havoc in there in that one technique,
We got to settle down our offensive line.
Right.
That's the key.
But what you don't have is questions or answers right now with the O-line, So I saw Kenny Mack doing some good things. I said Kenny Mack, even with all the other 5 stars in that backfield, I think Kenny Mack may be one of the best running backs in that room. He's really talented. He's shown you flashes of what he can do. But none of them, DeJuan Mathis, Stetson Bennett, any of those other guys, are going to have a hell of a time.
Stat line, 9 of 14 for 92 yards. It's not bad.
And again, I'm just teasing because we had people giving us shit after the podcast last week. We spent maybe 5-7 minutes talking. We said, look, we know DeJuan's the number 1 guy. Who's the number 2 guy? Why did we say that? Because it might come up. It did come up. And, right after that, I saw some other people in the guys tweeting out how Carson Beck was the number 2 backup. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's Stetson. And even after that first scrimmage where Kirby Smart said JT Daniels, Juan Mathis, and Jamie Newman all had reps with the number 1, Carson Beck went with the number 2s, and Stetson Bennett went with the number 3s, everyone forgot that Kirby Smart said he went with the 3s pretty much because we know what he can do. You know what you're getting with Stetson Bennett. And then when Jamie Newman leaves, he opts out. He's signed with an agent, by the way. JT Daniels isn't cleared. Juan Mathis wins the job. Of those 5 quarterbacks, you've got 2 options left as your number 2 guy. Is it Carson Beck or is it Stetson Bennett?
Yeah.
This is why Stetson Bennett came back. Stetson Bennett with a hell of a stat line there. And again, his teammates called him Johnny Football because they said, look, he kills the number 1 defense when he's running the scout team. You won the Rose Bowl based on him playing Baker Mayfield's job. He did it so well that Georgia was ready to face Baker Mayfield. And even then, you had to go to overtime. So I'm just telling you that.
Okay, we got it, Roddy.
Stetson Bennett is a. Look, I'm into my 3rd one. I'm about to go on my 4th one.
Beating the drum here, man. Beat the drum.
If you're on YouTube or Facebook, drop a comment here in the next 30 seconds, 1 minute, and we'll ask your question to Coach before we take about a 10-minute halftime break.
I'm just saying we've seen some flashes of what they could do, but I mean, I don't know. It'd be like Coach, who is a great tennis player, trying to play tennis with a bad hamstring. When you keep shooting yourself in the foot with these penalties, was it 10?
10 was last I saw. I can look up.
Okay, we can't harp on it.
Jake says this. Jake Reeves says this game compares to Nichols.
Said what?
Game when Georgia played Nichols.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. Yeah.
Coach, when your offensive line's not getting a push, because we did have a comment on YouTube about why is Zamir White not more productive, and I think some of that's the holes being opened in front of him. When the offensive line's not getting that push, what halftime adjustments can you make to work around that?
I just think we're going to have to throw more because they're daring us to throw the ball, trying to take away Pickens with 2 guys, but everybody else, they don't have enough people on them. So they're doing a good job of ganging up on the run. They know our inside running game, and they're whipping us up front. So nothing wrong with throwing the ball. You saw right then. Of course, it was in a 2-minute offense, but we got to open up, take what they give us there. The screens are good off of the flare screens are good with that kind of perimeter support right now. I look for us to come back and we get the ball. I'll be surprised if we don't go for a touchdown on this first drive.
I do want to give a shout out to Marcus Simmons, Harry David Poole II, Alec Hogsett.
Marcus Simmons, what did he have to say?
Marcus, he's there you go, Pelesny. So he's very excited about Jack knocking that field goal down.
Marcus, say hello to Marcus for me.
Yeah. Marcus Simmons also said, Coach, you're on a roll with the predictions. Don't listen to Roddy. Keep it up. Marcus, you shut up. You shut your mouth there. Everyone should listen
Marcus, good man.
John asked a great question, though. John Lang, excuse me, I apologize, John, said, why would Daniels travel? If he's not cleared, why the hell did he travel?
Get the experience. I mean,
Get on a plane?
No, just be around the Georgia football program on the trip. Know what it's like to be, on a game day and all that. Just so we be ready when we make the trip to Alabama. They don't want that to be his first trip. Okay.
Now that makes sense. Charlie Hilton says, "What the hell?" But he didn't use hell. He used a different word. These guys are all 4 and 5 stars, and we finished in the top 5 in recruiting for how long? I'm getting tired of hearing this BS. The biggest difference in these top 5 teams is coaching, and that's it. And Charlie, I get it. In the top 5, hell, Georgia was number 1 last year. The year
what does he think about LSU's coaching today?
But again, you can coach. My point is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. These kids, some of them are men, but when the ball hits you in the hands and you drop it.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of 5 stars in our offensive line.
Yeah.
Again,
not arguing with you, Charlie. I get the frustration, but sometimes it's not just the coaching; it is execution. And I know that after the game, somebody will ask Kirby or ask Les Miles or ask, Coach Ogeron or Nick Saban. They'll say, "Well, we didn't execute well," and everyone thinks that they're throwing the players under the bus. You ask the question, that's the answer. Sometimes it is just execution.
3 of the top 5 teams in the nation are getting beat today in the first half.
Yeah.
And one of them got beat for the game. LSU, Georgia, and Oklahoma. So
we need to do a better job of mentioning the score. We have a lot of people who are only catching this, are not able to see the game, so they're just watching the watch along, which we love.
We'll
very
give
much.
you the score then. That's
Thank
good.
you, Dominique Jackson.
Well, let me give you an update on the stats and the score at halftime right now, if that's the case for you.
Yeah,
right now,
Dominique.
halftime, Arkansas is leading 7-5. Which I'm
gonna take a break,
so
Roddy.
I can tell you that's after the.
I'm going to take a break. Okay.
First downs, Georgia has 8, 1 of 12 on third down. That's not good enough. Total yards, 177, 129 passing yards, 48 rushing yards, 1 turnover, 11 penalties for 98 yards.
11 penalties for 98 yards.
In the first half.
So 5-7, and you've had 11 penalties. So give me the rushing yards and passing yards again.
Georgia's passing yards, 129. Georgia's rushing yards, 48.
So you've literally doubled your rushing yardage in penalty yards.
But I'll tell you this, Georgia is still outgaining Arkansas.
Hey, that's that defense working for you. So
that's where we're at. Georgia does have a time of possession advantage, 18 minutes to 12 minutes. Look, I mean, this is a disappointing offensive first half. A lot of failures. There is some positive to draw on with Stetson Bennett's last drive and getting those 3 points. But no offensive points scored. It's 2 on defense, 3 on special teams.
Yeah, but it does not. There's nothing you can do. I mean, I know the conversation for the rest of the weekend will be quarterback play, but it's not. It's offensive line. Remember, 1 quarterback, 5 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
That's where your issue comes up.
Do we want to take a break here?
Yeah, folks, we're going to take a break. I haven't been to the restroom since we started knocking back these Bud Light seltzers. They are only 100 calories and 5% alcohol by volume. But if you drink 4 or 5 of them, or 7, you probably need to take a quick restroom break. For the love of Pete, if you would, share this show with your friends. We'd really appreciate it. That's all we ask. It doesn't cost you anything to do the watch along and to hear Coach Donnan call the plays before they happen. So if you would, all we ask is that you share it with your friends. It does mean a lot to us.
All right, so you're going to see a slideshow of photos pop up. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right as it happens on TV. Again, in the second quarter, where we're at halftime now, Georgia trails Arkansas 7-5. All right, welcome back. We are at halftime, just ending here, about to begin the third quarter. Georgia trails Arkansas 7-5. And, Coach, need a little second half magic here, especially offensively. I think the defense and special teams for Georgia have looked pretty good so far.
Yeah, I think our offense is going to settle down. Looks like going to go with Bennett. And as we talked about at the end of the first half, we got to throw the ball over the middle. They're doing so much to double our outside guy and George Pickens and take the flat coverage and get a good drive here and get some points on the board. Hopefully he'll kick it short enough where we can take it out, but we're going to have to start on the 25.
I can't believe you called that substitution on bringing in Stetson Bennett 2 seconds before you did.
That's just kind of an old coaches type thing, thinking about.
This is why we enjoy doing the show with you, Coach. And I know I give you hell about it, but it really is fun. And we enjoy all you people tuning in. Again, send us your questions. I'm trying to keep up with them on Facebook. Isaiah J says, are we going to Stetson to start the second half? Yes, we are.
Absolutely. He's 5 of 7 for 59 yards on that last drive of the first half.
Another question says, besides the screen game, Coach, anything else we can do to cover for the offensive line's shortcomings?
Besides what?
Besides the screen game.
I think maybe some zone read and keep the ball where they have to work on the quarterback some. And maybe that quick pitch to the outside that we got a penalty on. I think we could come back to that.
If you're trying, again, so I've had people say that we're 19 seconds behind the action. Some people say we're 45 seconds behind the action.
It may depend on the platform itself.
It depends on your platform, your connection, our connection. We're at 14:27, 14:26, 14:25, 14:24. So you can kind of get an idea of where we are.
Some good movement there.
Yeah.
Got Warren McClendon in at right tackle now.
Pretty good run by Zamir White right there to get his body falling in the correct direction.
Keep the ball here. Keep it. They're going to jump in there to stop the run. Good call. Good quick pitch. That's great.
Oh, great block on the outside there. Wow.
Somebody said we should.
Pancake?
Somebody said we should run the quick pitch. I don't remember.
Who? God damn it.
Hey, but seriously, I like the way we've used it to the wing side there. That was good. That was a great first down. Now we got everything in the arsenal. Going off the wristband here, so
We should do a quick pitch to the outside. There it is.
they're not playing our slot receiver enough. We got to throw the bubble screen.
They tried earlier, and then it hit Ben Cleveland. There's your free play. They hit Ben Cleveland in the back.
So way to use your snap count.
Yep. Pretty good pass, too, if we're honest.
George.
But he doesn't have an arm.
Who said that?
The people that think that he can't, Stetson Bennett can't play.
That's a veteran quarterback using his snap count there. I like that.
He went 3 plays on the same snap count, then on the 4th one, got him.
I made a mistake on a Latham kid. He's playing guard on offense. He's not a linebacker. 62 for their offensive line.
1st and 5 for Georgia, 13:30 in the third quarter.
Oh.
Double move. You got to beat him there, buddy. I like that waist down play. You got 2nd and 5 now. Hey, you got 2 downs to make it. That's a good call by Coach Munkett. Look at the
See
action.
that giant hole, though, that Zamir White ran through?
Just there.
Just then. He would have been untouched until the second.
Well, that was because it was a play action pass. It wasn't a RPO.
It just opened. The seas parted for him.
Probably going to come back with this quick pitch here in a minute. Not probably now. Watch out for the tight end motion here. Here we go.
There it is. Well, they're all up in there, aren't they?
It's just hard to run with an extra guy in there.
Yeah. Was it one? It looked like 2 extra guys in there.
Like to see us move the pocket here and let him run or pass. Pick up his first down.
I'm going to reframe the shot to get more.
All right. 12:55, 12:54, 12:53. 3rd and 4. Georgia still down 5-7. 12:49, 12:48. 3rd and 4.
There you go.
Pass.
That's a good effort. Just hold on to the ball. Of all the things we had to have happen there. Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if there's an error or a miscue that can happen, it's happened so far in this game.
Yep. I'm going to do my weekly tweet about turnovers.
In terms of sloppiness and
That's
miscues,
cooked, too.
a lot of this feels like South Carolina last year.
Yep.
Just glad he didn't scoop and score.
Yeah.
Kid was fighting for a first down. You got to just secure the ball.
Yep. Again, you can complain about the coaching, but that's on James.
12:38 in the game.
Best
third
field
quarter.
position of for Arkansas all week.
Look at Malik carrying run.
Arkansas's really trying to stretch Georgia to the edges, and
Yeah. As coach says, look at Malik Herring run out there.
yeah,
But Boyd is a man child. That is a load to try to tackle. And there's your running quarterback, coach.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play. They worked on the run support by putting the guy in motion, so we had a soft edge over here and came back the other way with the option, and he just kept it on the soft edge.
Got to make that tackle, Nakobe Dean, and he does.
Smart quarterback there by Franks. He's going weak side slant, and it wasn't there. We took it away, and he came back to his dump off. For all the things they needed, it wasn't field position.
Nope.
Wasn't field position.
Good. Big Jordan Davis on the line. Zizo Jalari.
By the time he hit that tight end in the
Devontae
flat
Wyatt
again.
gets in there early.
Good play, Galargi.
Yeah. Z sets the edge, but if on that fake, if they'd actually given the ball to the tailback, Devontae Wyatt was in the backfield before the ball was. That was 95. He slipped through that A gap like nobody was there.
tells you about the depth on that defensive line when a guy like Wyatt can rotate in the middle of the game.
Yep. Wow.
First down, Arkansas.
Felipe had 3 Bulldogs in his face and was able to get that ball off.
Arkansas's not won an SEC game in 2 years.
I don't think they're going to win it today. But Georgia's doing everything possible to make it happen. All right.
They're going
10
to work
20, 10 19.
work
10,
on a
19,
slot
10,
receiver
17.
here. Slot receiver.
Wyatt again.
Yep.
Jordan Davis. Can't say enough about how Jordan took care of his body in the offseason.
Yep.
It's a good pass.
Can't let him inside you there, baby.
Yep.
That was a pure RPO there.
Yep.
Arkansas's got first and goal at the 5-yard line. 9:48, 9:47.
Threw it right in behind the linebacker. Intercept. Got to get out of here with a field goal.
Franks is a good runner, so watch for him to want to try to keep on the edge. But he's been hit pretty hard so far this game, too, so he may be a little hesitant for that.
I think they're going to use that motion play again when they come back to run the option with him. That's what I'd do. One of these guys go in motion, then fake it the guy and run the option.
It's well defended.
Corey Walker in the right spot there.
Brown,
Covered his assignment really well.
over the years, Browse likes to throw the fade or the back shoulder right here.
Near side or far side, Coach?
Over there to the field.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that one-on-one matchup up there?
Yep.
Richard LeCount going up there now, too.
Well, they switch off. You're right. Oh, there's the sack you
I
need.
tell you, that was such good patience from Richard LeCount to assess all the motion and window dressing.
Good to see Rochester coming in.
Julian.
Tell you what, this clock's running too fast for me.
Watch LeCount at the top of the screen. Just assess. Make sure no one comes in behind him. He's covering 2 spots, and that's enough time for the defense to collapse on the offensive line.
Some coverage there. See Nolan Smith getting in there.
N'Kobe Dean as well.
Yep. I think holding him to a field goal, it's better than a touchdown, but considering where you gifted them the ball.
So through 2.5 quarters, we still have 1 offensive score.
Oh. Excuse me.
Don't be throwing your glasses away, Rod.
Well, I'm just saying it's been that kind of day, Coach.
I'll tell you what, let's take a little break here and say thanks to our friends at Bud Light Seltzer. Big thanks to Leon Farmer and his team for making this watch-along show happen. And Rowdy, I think you're 3 sheets to the wind, as they say here in Georgia. A little bit. I'm joking with you, son.
Nah, it's
you put back a few of the seltzers.
I put a few back, but
I've had the one.
It's these variety packs, man. They bring you in with the mango, and then you get the strawberry, and then the cranberry, and then the black cherry. It's just not fair. And then you're like, well, it's only 100 calories. It's less than 1 gram of sugar. You're like,
all the walking you're doing, that's like 5 minutes for you.
Yeah. So you just you kind of get a little. You justify it is what I'm saying. So.
All right, Coach. So Arkansas's got a 10-5 lead, 8:23 left in the third quarter. So we got a quarter and a half for Georgia to flip things around. What are you hoping to see offensively here?
We came out and tried to establish the run this last series, and we did okay with it. I just think right now we got to air it out. I mean, throw some screens to slow down the rush and run some draws, but we got to do a better job of just attacking the perimeter because they're stacked inside. I mean, we're not going to be able to march the ball on them, running the ball inside, I don't think.
Well, you just answered Alex's question. You wanted to know what do you want to see on this drive, so I think you're right.
I want to see some people take care of the ball and make the plays that are there for them, too. You just can't
drop that many passes.
Maybe take Pickens and put him somewhere besides outside where you maybe can't double cover him so much. We got a chance here.
There goes Kenny Mack with the return.
There goes Kenny Mack with a great return up to the 43-yard line.
And he's mad that he didn't take it to the house. He knows he's got that capability.
Prather Hudson out there.
Looks like the best hire of the year has been Scott Cochran at this point.
8:16 left in the third quarter. Georgia's about to begin its drive about the 43-yard line. First.
Couldn't have had better field position all day, really. I mean, we've had it on their end of the field the whole game.
I guess the only one time you had it better was on that interception by LeCount.
Right.
But then you threw it right back, so.
We've seen interceptions and fumbles and offensive line changes and missed blocks. Almost everything offensively that could have gone wrong has, and Georgia still
There you go.
has a
There's
chance.
look at Stetson. Nice.
9-yard gain.
Yeah.
Hey, they want to play all that stuff in there. Let him run it. He can run it just like Dwan. It's a waist down here.
10 of 16 for 97 yards.
2 drops.
But that's coaching, remember?
Second and 1, 7:50 left in the third quarter.
746, 745.
There you go. There's a wiggle. That's what I've been wanting. You give him a little air there, he can do it.
Who do you run behind?
Good job, Hill.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
Schaefer.
Between Hill and Schaefer.
When Zamir White gets vertical going down the field, smooth runner, man.
That's it.
Oh,
I'm serious. Hold on there, Kiss.
he did hold on to
I
that.
like that delivery by Stetson there.
I loved it, but I was worried that Kyrus got his spine knocked out. Damn.
He held on to it,
He
though.
did.
That's why he bulked up, right?
Keep on rolling with these first downs. Run it. Run it.
No, he's waiting.
Karras again.
We got a penalty for holding, probably. Might be on them. Hey, way to
No,
mix up
offsides
the
on
snack.
defense.
But seriously, how about the way he handled the pocket there?
Yeah, he did a great job.
And seriously, are we airing it out on this drive? Good job.
Good job, Coach.
No, I mean, but
Well, you're right. You're
no, I
yeah.
mean, that's just what I'm talking about is taking advantage of the kid's ability.
Well,
He can get on the perimeter here.
Well, you said when we came back that you expect them to put it together.
This is zone read here. He might keep it to the right.
Kenny McIntosh in at running back.
Oh,
Oh,
shit! Excuse me. How can you do stuff like this?
That's the
It's
second
like,
one.
sorry about my language, excuse me. I'm sorry. I told my wife I wouldn't say one bad word today, and I said, I mean, the ball hit his thigh there. The ball hit his thigh on the snap. Did you see
I
that?
did. I will
God.
say, but again, veteran quarterback to just follow it and not try to pick it up and, think that you could save the play and get tackled another 5-10 yards backwards.
You can't program that stuff. 15-yard loss. Good throw.
It's a great.
Get it in there, Georgie! Yes, sir! All right, Georgie Porgy. How about that delivery
Second
there?
effort.
What a throw.
Yeah.
Right here, you got to go for 2, Kirby.
Yep.
Yep. He's like, whoa, get back out there. We're going to do 2.
Definitely go for 2 here.
Yeah.
It's good protection. Great throw.
Guys,
Yep.
George.
That is a first-round draft pick doing first-round draft pick things.
I mean, he's the most talented receiver Georgia's had since A.J. Green.
Yeah. They've had some good ones, but yeah. That's,
All right, we're going to put Washington in motion here, or somebody.
he looks
We
like
got
a,
Pickens
he looks like a
one-on-one at
high
the
school
top.
Player on
I
the
like
middle school
Pickens
team.
up at the top.
Cook in motion.
Run it.
Run it in, run it in, run it in.
Not going to make it.
Nope.
Did he touch the pylon again?
Hey, what a play by the mailman.
The mailman always delivers.
Kids love it, too. You just told them somebody's hurt.
Yeah, Ron Corson. When you see Ron Corson talking to Kirby Smart,
I'm going to talk about that series right now. Just tremendous. I mean, Oh. I mean,
That's
what was he on that drive?
fantastic.
I'll get the numbers.
I'm going to have number 4, number 6, number something.
I just hope that some of these people that have been second guessing Bennett at least realize that the only chance we had today was that kid to come in and do this,
Yeah.
because it wasn't all just Dwan. Everybody screwed up in the first half, but we needed some stability there. He's gotten them offside with a snap count. He's gone to some different formations that we probably wouldn't have run with Dwan, because he got the knowledge. They were trying to confuse Dwan. I mean, right now we got him on the run a little bit. Now, hey, it's only early, but we got him that drive. We had him a lot of one-on-one situations there that, because the quarterback runs and the threat, they can't double up on these receivers. So that was just special teams run back. Good job there. Really, we hadn't punted this half. We've had 2 good series. We had the fumble on to Cook, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm going to pull up Stetson's stat line for the whole game because I'm thinking it's more impressive than what most would realize so far.
Well, main thing we got to do right here is get out of this game with a W and correct our mistakes, and don't worry about what we hadn't done. You know, we got to get out with a W some way. This team's lethal. We're playing. They got a good quarterback. They can do some stuff. When I mean lethal, as far as scary on offense, I mean that one receiver made a lot of plays for him.
Stetson Bennett, 13 for 19, 137 yards and a touchdown.
And how much has he got running? About 35 yards, maybe.
4 for 20. He had the 11-yard run.
He had a lost yardage play. Did that go against him or the team?
I think that goes against him on the stat line.
Well, he had more yardage than. God, can you believe he had a bad snap like that?
He made up for it, though.
I hope he didn't break his nose, though. Well, he's getting oxygen.
He's gonna- All right, so Georgia has a 13-10 lead. There's 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And frankly, up until the last 5 minutes, the way that Georgia has played, the fact that the Bulldogs have a lead, nothing else matters right now.
LSU's losing. If we can score 4 more times, we can cover.
Yeah. You get the chance. A little defensive score,
It's
special
about
teams
time
score.
for them fumbling. Good
Oh, I
tackle.
saw them come through there. Wow.
81.
It's Rosemary in it.
Yep. Marcus Rosemary, Jack Saint. Somebody said he would probably play well on special teams in the 3-2-1 report.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, going to the fourth quarter, Mississippi State 27, LSU 24.
Oh, my goodness, Mark Leach.
You got to like the spot that Georgia's in here just because the defense has played so well in this game so far.
Like it better if we get a turnover here. Backside.
Wow, backside, yep.
88 out the gate. Where's he from? Florida Carter. Look at that guy's quickness.
Big man ain't supposed to move that fast.
Watch him. Give us a replay of that SEC network. That guy's 300 pounds.
And in about 3 years, he'll be a multimillionaire.
We got to get a turnover here. Nice job,
Well done,
Tyson Campbell.
Yep. He launched that ball, though.
That's perfect position there.
Yep. Can't get called for anything doing that.
Brad White says Stetson Bennett's looking like Buck Bellew in those jerseys.
Good point.
Buck's a good athlete in his own right.
Hell of a golfer.
Oh, they
Hey,
got
you get a bad snap.
fly around, take over the game.
Oh, Nakobe Dean.
Now we need a,
Nakobe got blocked in the back too, so he could. You know.
now we need a punt return again. People talk about coaching and everything. A team that had everything could go wrong has gone wrong, but look the way our team has kept their composure and played on defense and offense since halftime, don't you think?
I agree.
Except for the one mistake on the fumble. Although they did have a pretty good drive, they scored 3 points. Maybe I'm giving Texas Tech. Oh, we got it! We got it! Scott Cochran,
sent
what's your name?
everybody.
Why would you hire a guy that can't to
Why
coach
would you
your
hire a
special-
musclehead to coach your special teams?
Come on, Coach Fountain, what are you doing? I think I was White that blocked it. Our tailback.
Okay, when I saw 3, I'm like,
I think it was White.
I'm thinking who's the defensive guy? But you're right. I mean, just my first reaction was to seeing that 3. I'm like, did Tyson Campbell get that? But the body.
Sonny Michel was a gunner, man. If you're on this team and you can run,
The first play I
But
ever
you know-
saw Sonny Michel make was against South Carolina. He came flying down and made a huge tackle on the 5-yard line on punt coverage team or kick coverage team. And I'm like, wait, isn't that the 5-star tail?
yep.
But seriously, everybody got on White for getting hurt, tearing his ACL, covering kicks in a scrimmage. He's in their first team tailback on the punt block team. How about that? Boy, that was huge. Now let's stick it in the end zone, boys. All he needs 4 more touchdowns.
They're going to get him.
Frankly, I don't know if any more points are needed the way that Georgia's defense is playing. I'm not saying you don't want the cushion, but
I was talking about for our friends at the club that got the big play on it. There's no easy games. You think Texas Tech would lose to Texas bad? You'd think LSU would win big? You'd think Bama would win big tonight? But
So my apologies to our friends who are watching. I'm making smart ass comments on Twitter. So the reason I do that is so you'll follow us on Twitter and watch the show there, because you can watch it on Periscope, you can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on Facebook. If you're watching it on YouTube, please hit the subscribe channel or subscribe icon. We'd greatly appreciate that. And you can also hit the little bell thing, which will notify you when we're up and running. We have tons of videos each week for you to check out, so be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything.
and if you want to support us, there's a button to give us cash too, but I don't want to solicit so boldly and
Yeah.
audaciously.
Now, luckily, we have Bud Light Seltzer sponsoring the show, so we can do this. We don't have to beg for money,
yeah,
which is nice of them.
be glad to use some more sponsors if we want to do it too.
I would like 3 more sponsors, so I will put that out there. We've
Rodney put out a lot of money, all this equipment here. We got to pay for it.
We did buy a TV studio effectively to put down here, so we would like to pay it all off. If you would, though, in the comment section, if you've had any of these Bud Light seltzers, I kind of want to do a. Let me know which is your favorite flavor. I've got I won't say a wager, but I've got a vested interest in this with Kathleen over at Leon Farmer, who gave us all they gave us a ton of Bud Light, and they gave us a ton of these seltzers, and we have differing opinions on what everyone's favorite flavor is going to be. The correct answer is pineapple, but please tell me what other flavors you like as well. So I would greatly appreciate it.
We're starting out running that rock, 5 yards, good.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're
Time
done with
back in at right tackle.
It's
I
asking
think
time.
based on our defense last series, the guy that Ron Corson was talking about was Jermaine Johnson. Looked like on that last series he wasn't in. I don't know if he's the one that got hurt or not. But
Remember, Jermaine was kind of banged up earlier. Let me do this for Marcus Laurel. It's 403, 402, 401, 4.
that's it right there.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
It's a 3rd and 7, 3:56 on the game clock.
How about that defending national champion getting beat by 10 at home by a new coach? LSU getting beat by 10. Costello, I feel bad for him. He hasn't had 500 yards yet. He needs 8 more to get 500.
492 yards.
Oh, Leach came firing into the SEC.
How about that Bo Pelini defense?
Wow.
492 yards.
We got to
You can't
convert.
get that much in practice.
We got to convert this.
That time stands in the pocket. Wow.
Good throw.
There's a freshman for you. Come to the dance.
Jermaine Burton, I believe that's his first catch as a Bulldog.
Look at that throw.
That was on the money. And then, hey, good job, Jermaine Burton, holding onto that ball.
Good
Jacobs was all
protection
over
too.
him.
Both tackles. Great job there.
Yeah.
337,
Get
336.
Kenny Mack in there. We're going to run a quarterback draw here.
333, 332.
Watch this, Roddy. Quarterback draw for a touchdown.
I was watching my boy Owen Condon up there giving nice protection.
Touchdown for tight end. Fitz.
Nope. That doesn't count. You can't throw to a tight end for a touchdown. That does not happen.
I really like the play called by Coach Monken there.
He saw it. You're right.
No, he went to no backs
Yep.
and just threw the ball.
Look at that all day.
On the money.
Yeah.
Great throw.
I will tell you, John Fitzpatrick, folks, if you don't know him, he went to Marist High School. It's a option offense. They run the ball nonstop. You think, why would you throw it to a guy who came through a high school that only threw the ball? You know, I mean, that only ran the ball. He's not going to catch it a whole lot. When we had him at the rivals camps, this kid caught everything. He actually won the MVP of our. We grouped the tight ends and the wide receivers together. It's usually a wide receiver who wins the MVP award at the camp. A option-oriented tight end, John Fitzpatrick, beat out all the kids in Atlanta for the MVP of that award because he caught everything in that camp. So, him catching his touchdown, first touchdown pass, not a shocker. He only had one pass attempt last year. Caught one. Well, there was two. He was targeted twice. Caught one of them for 20 yards. So now I think he has 2 catches today, and one of them is a TD.
But what did we say on UGA Sports Live? That John Fitzpatrick is one of the keys of the offense in the sense that you lost Charlie Warner last year. You got a true freshman in Darnell Washington that's going to have to find his footing. So when Trey McKitty gets hurt, you're looking at a guy that has, I know Fitzpatrick doesn't have a ton of experience, but he was going to be asked to do a lot of things at that position.
Yeah, he played in 11 games last year out of 14, so there were 3 games he didn't get in at all. It wasn't a ton of snaps, but you're right. That was the guy, he is your most experienced guy when Trey McKitty went down. And
he's productive.
He is productive. He's been blocking. He's blocked better than Darnell has so far.
Yes.
You know, but Darnell's got to get used to
Well,
getting that body on
John
people.
Fitzpatrick is not built like LeBron James.
Yeah,
So.
but the point being, Fitzpatrick came through an offense that was an option offense. He blocked his tail off, so he's going to be a good guy. But you know, a lot of people think that, oh well, he's just a blocker. No, he can catch.
Hey, Coach, this has
And
been
I
a hell of a
feed
third
him.
quarter.
Yep,
To come out after that first half,
exactly.
watch these
One
kickoffs.
of the things that has happened here, which I congratulate them on, we spread them out and thrown the football. I mean, that's made their running game a little better.
Oh no, I have to have another drink.
Another touchback. That's one thing we were eager to see.
Yes.
Is when Rodrigo's not the one doing it, can Georgia force touchbacks on kickoffs? There's one. There may have been more. I haven't been paying attention to all.
And I remind folks, these Bud Light seltzers, when I went through Hurricane Sally, I was in Orange Beach, and I had a bunch of them in there, and everyone was, hey, you need to have a hurricane party. And we thought it was going to be a tropical storm, so I had some of those in the fridge, and then when the power went out, of course, I didn't want to, didn't want to get warm, so I was able to get through the night thanks to the Bud Light seltzers and a bottle of Captain Morgan's.
Play a game, or never mind. They reset the clock, I thought.
They did. Yeah, there's obviously something going on there. That's
I mean, on the screen, that was double zeros.
right.
The referee screwed up.
Can't trust the refs.
Defense is in a good spot where Felipe Franks is going to have to get a little aggressive here for Arkansas.
Wow, look at Lewis Seen come up there and lay the lumber.
There's 3:12, 3:11, 3:10 on the game clock here in the third quarter if you're trying to sync up with your televisions.
So Georgia went from being down 5 to 10, being doubled up by Arkansas. Now they're up 20 to 10, having doubled Arkansas back. So interception,
Eric
defensive
Stokes.
score.
Yes, sir.
That's
That's the
8
second
defensive points today.
Yeah. Look at Kirby Smart grinning. He's like, yeah,
Wow, this quarter.
screw you, Joe Boo. I do it myself.
Second interception of the game for Georgia's secondary. Richard LeCount had one earlier, and now Eric Stokes gets himself a pick six.
Good to see Jermaine Johnson back out there, though.
Good to see Felipe Franks against Georgia.
Yeah. That's so mean.
I want to give Coach.
Oski.
You want to give Coach Pittman some credit, though. I mean, he had this team ready to play today, and
Yeah,
I mean,
they weren't
just
screwing up.
just got out.
Play
I mean, they took advantage of our mistakes and all, but I'm hoping maybe we can get Dwan back in some now, just to get his confidence back, because maybe not right now, but it's a way to sit on it, Stokes. Nothing makes a defense feel better than get a defensive score.
Yep. And credit Jermaine Johnson there for not hitting Felipe Franks in the back when he could have and getting a nasty penalty. He just kind of patted him on the back, like, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
If you can get multiple defensive scores, you're in every SEC game you play, period.
I told you they're going to cover. You got
Yeah,
that.
well, the line's 25. Go for
they
two.
moved up
If
to
Kirby
28.
goes for two, the next one you'll know. I think we can score twice more.
Where's Eric Stokes from?
Eric Stokes is from East Side in Newton County, right about 10 minutes from my my house. So we can't technically call him a Conyers boy because it's Newton County and it's Covington.
You
But
claim
the
it.
Covington Conyers connection, because we grow up beating on each other, and Little League, and sometimes we go out towards Southwest DeKalb and Redan and stuff like Stone Mountain a little bit. But yeah, we always played Covington and always played Newton and those boys. So we do claim him. He's the Grady Jarretts of the world. Everybody in that from the Heritage High School kids. It's the I-20 corridor. Boys, that's us.
I want to give a shout out to my high school, East Lawrence.
No one cares. No one cares.
East Lawrence beat Oglethorpe County 14-7 last night.
That's
East Lawrence
awesome.
does not win many football games.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have not heard of a lot of East Lawrence.
You hear a lot about West Lawrence.
I about to say I hear a lot about West Lawrence. I do not.
You hear about Dublin.
Dublin's very good.
You hear about Johnson County sometimes,
Yeah,
especially if you're talking to Russ Tanner.
that's my boy. It's funny. One of the great things about covering college football is you drive to a lot of schools that you didn't even know existed when you're covering recruits. The first kid I ever covered was Brent Benedict at Bowles High School. Our Bowles program down in Jacksonville. And then a few years later, I went down to Valdosta and went to Valwood. I didn't even know what a Valwood was. And,
Oh, what a play from
That was a great
Tyson Campbell, open field tackle.
Now they're starting to feel their oats. You can feel. You remember after Stetson Bennett got in, that kind of strut he was doing on the sideline? That is a veteran quarterback leading his team, saying, guys, we're going to get back into this. And that confidence, Zamir White making a big play, Richard LeCount making a big
Backside.
play. Oh,
Almost had the sack. It's going to be a first down, Arkansas.
right. I better stay on him. But your leaders, your Eric Stokes getting the pick six, those are the guys that step up and keep you in a game, get you back on track.
Working on the Campbell where they hit each other.
Oof. That's twice Tariq Stevenson has just kind of been following the guy that his guy gets it, and he's just kind of running behind him.
Double pass.
Yep.
Intercept.
Look at him
Yes.
call it.
How do you call it before it even gets there?
I don't know, it's just luck. You can tell there ain't.
2 interceptions for Richard LeCount.
That's
He
a
got
great
his season
Allison.
total for you there.
Yeah.
Big old Rochester out there. Love to see a senior come back. Every hockey play they run today has been hockey. They ran a double reverse on the goal line that got a safety and they got an interception there. I always tell a guy if the guy's not wide open, when you got to go and just milk it.
Yeah.
That's like a punt there. Go up with one hand and catch it, Richard. I like to see us.
He was back there just look at him high pointed, just waiting to field it.
I like to see us go right now with a
Go deep.
pick.
Go deep.
Just be patient here and get a good drive. He can go deep.
There you go.
See, this is kind of what I wanted to see. This is where I want to see the power running game. Just throw that sucker on ice and
And they get back to the huddle, and Owen Kahn is like, thanks for running off my right shoulder and picking up 11 yards.
if you remember in the Sugar Bowl, this is what Zamir White did so well. It was just little long, sustained drives, 6 yards here, 4 here.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Warren McClendon in there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Zeus is open. Get him on the edge.
Goodness.
He's got a lot more wiggle than he did last year.
Yeah, but seriously, do you see the poise there that Bennett just stand up and throw it in the flat? LSU coming back.
I love the quick passes. I think that's something that Georgia has needed to incorporate, is getting the ball to the playmakers as quick as possible. Put so much pressure on the defense.
That's where you should be.
Coach, are you seeing something different from the offensive line in this third quarter?
Well, we've opened it up a little bit with our passing game, but some good bursts by both those backs, White and Cook.
28 seconds left in the third quarter, 25 seconds left.
We got some different linemen in there. We got Erickson in the center now.
Yeah, notice Hill moved over to the right guard spot, and Warren McClendon took over the left tackle spot.
Here we go, play action touchdown. Come on, blow the whistle, man. He's holding on to him.
Can't call that.
I like the deep shots to George, though. Flick of the wrist, Bennett.
So Anthony Dasher makes a good
Give
point.
us his full name again, Dave.
Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth.
Richard LeCount had his second interception of the day, comes after having 2 in the Sugar Bowl against Baylor. So in Richard LeCount's last 2 games, he has 4 interceptions. Good call, Dash. I forgot about those 2.
This should be the final play.
God, we had it if we'd
he
have blocked the
did,
backside. Somebody blocked that guy, was over. The linebacker ran out.
And I exclusively refer to Stetson Bennett as Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth. He deserves every bit of that. And this is quite a performance for him to come off the bench in this game, being quarterback number 2 and getting the entire facade of this game turned around in Georgia's favor.
I do want to point out that is every time I'm positive or say something nice about Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth,
Thank you.
it all comes from a practice report on the first day of Rising Seniors. And shout out to Joe Burns, of Georgia Tech, for putting together that program. It's a fantastic program they do every year in Atlanta, where they bring in the best guys who just finished their junior season are going to be seniors the following year. They're bringing the best players to the nation, have a camp, have a big game. And that's the first time we saw Stetson Bennett, and we would go cover, team commitment or team dedication. And Jake Roos went over to cover one of the teams and came back raving about this 5'10" quarterback named the Mailman. I'm like, he just would not stop talking about him. So to be fair, when I say, hey, we've known that Stetson Bennett was a good quarterback, I got to give credit to my guy Jake Roos, who pointed it out before the kid was even a senior that he was a stud. So
just didn't give him any chances last year, and everybody just thought he. I mean, I do have the benefit of watching guys practice once in a while. Not this year, but in the past. And you could see it. I mean, the guy's got it. Texas ranked number 8 in the country. He's getting beat by Texas Tech. This is upset Saturday. Let's see what happens at Alabama tonight.
Well, Stetson transferred out, went to a junior college so he could get some playing time. And the fact that Kirby Smart made a roster spot open for him to come back, that tells you exactly what he thinks about him.
Yeah. He went and proved himself somewhere else and said, come back, we'll give you a scholarship. So he did. I want to give a shout out to the family of DJ Looney, a great former Georgia coach who passed away this year. Again, 2020 has absolutely sucked. This morning I was at the funeral for Bill Davis, a longtime moderator on the dog vent, known as Dog C. Just a strong member of our community. Hated that he passed away. I met his wife and son today at the funeral. But I want to give a shout out to DJ Looney and his family. DJ Looney reached out to me when Stetson Bennett was leaving junior college. And he's like, Georgia's not going to come steal my quarterback, are they? Because he wanted them down at Louisiana Lafayette. So that was their number one quarterback target. And Georgia said, no, we're going to take him. So Stetson Bennett could have been, the number one quarterback there, but he's decided to come back and, fight for his job at Georgia. And so I always respected DJ Looney and his assessment of players, and he too could tell you that Stetson Bennett had the moxie and the skill set to be a hell of a quarterback.
How much of a difference the turnovers make, guys?
God.
I mean, it's why Georgia got in the positions that it did, and it's how Arkansas has all of a sudden gotten down 17 points and doesn't have the football to start the fourth quarter.
We got Cook in here. We might try something out of the backfield on the wheel route or something, but Pickens one-on-one down here with safety help. The middle should be open.
First play of the fourth quarter.
See, I would never think, looking at that, I wouldn't think the middle's open with all those guys standing there. But you're right, they all cleared out.
What a block from James Cook.
What a shot.
See, this is what drives me crazy. I see all those bodies there, and I'm like, what do you mean the middle's open? There's 17 guys standing there.
How about
but as the play develops.
How about Matt Landers coming through with a clutch catch?
Look at this block from James Cook.
Nice. That is earning your money, folks. Good job, Matt Landers. Demetrius Robertson getting it immediately. There's your quick pass again.
That was really a play where he could run it or throw it. You saw the back expect the ball, and he just took the slot. We talked about throwing to the slot some, but using the whole arsenal. I like the package that Coach Munkin is utilizing here with Stetson. Just a lot of different guys catching the ball that we didn't expect. Matt Landers, Burton. We talked about Burton, but
speaking of catching the ball,
we got no backs again here.
Is this a draw?
I like the way to spread them out. You got him. Just catch it. Oh, yeah.
Burton.
Oh. Boy, that's a nice throw.
Speaking of catching, Jason Butt points out that Eric Stokes interception was his first. Believe it or not.
God, that was a good throw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's too bad right there.
Yeah.
You need an easy throw for a touchdown.
Now, 3rd and 8, a lot of quarterbacks would be a little.
We're gonna work
they'd be a little tight, but no, he's
gonna work the middle of the field again. Too deep.
Fitzpatrick. No. Right in the middle.
Wow.
Chris.
Kearis Jackson.
Was that the middle of the field? I'm not sure.
You are sure, and we're tired of you being so arrogant about it.
I was busting one time too many.
No, that was not the middle of the field, Coach.
Our receivers are starting to come to the dance
They
right
are.
now.
Well, you got Bennett has been given time. We pointed out DeJuan Mathis was kind of running for his life a little bit,
Here comes Cook around the edge here.
but Erickson at center,
Watch Cook.
Trey Hill at right guard, and Warren McClendon, they have shut out the right side. And they've picked up a bunch of twists and stunts too.
They got McIntosh in there.
Yeah, Mac tried to run right off Erickson's right A gap, and there was just no
Right
going
into
there.
John Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Kearis Jackson, 6 catches, 62 yards.
That's
Georgia's leading receiver.
Peach County. 12:53, 12:52, 12:51. Georgia leading 27-10 in the fourth quarter. 12:46, 12:45 if you're trying to sync up at home.
Georgia's completed passes to 11 different receivers.
I like what he's taking, what they give you.
Yep.
If anybody's set up for a zone read wraparound, what they are, put the tight end in motion, fake the inside, and keep it right behind the tight end. That's what
The quarterback keeps it behind the tight end?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be harder from this formation, but he could do it.
Yeah, you're in 12 personnel now.
This looks like Zamir up the middle to me.
Way to run with some powers in there.
That's just want to right there.
Hey, do I get credit for one?
You do get credit for one, even though it was halfway through the play before you called it. No, you did call it right before the ball snapped, so that was well done.
Brought in the receiver to get a little extra blocking help.
You're right. They did bring him. They put him right up on the line, so they were ready to go through that B gap there.
We got Hill at right guard, Erickson at center.
Yep.
2 tight ends right.
That's the way it's been the last 2 series. It's been fantastic.
Darnell with his hand in the ground.
And again, he had 2 tight ends to the right side, and goes weak side touchdown. I told you
You put that guy in motion, secure the edge for the cutback. That's just good coaching there. They got one more score to cover. See that guy secure the backside edge and that hole in there? Good
a
job.
little hold, yeah, but
I'll tell you on the right. Look at Darnell Washington on the right. This poor guy.
See,
456, you poor bastard. That's not fair.
Landers, good job.
Yeah, that was a great series by Matt Landers. 2 catches on that series. Good blocking. You gotta be very happy if you're Cortez Hankton with Matt Landers' efforts in that one.
Hey, Georgia had 5 points at the half. Georgia now has 34 points. We're looking at 19 minutes later.
Like to see those guys get fired up.
See, y'all got all nervous, and I kept saying they're going to put it together. They're going to get
Nobody was nervous in this room.
Y'all,
I ain't gonna lie,
Y'all
I'm
are crying. I was the only steadfast person of faith in the entire building.
Not
I
true.
just all I said, you just
That's
got
Bud Light Seltzer
The
talk.
Bud Light Seltzer made me confident.
You just gotta
we
get-
got this. We got this.
just
Don't
got to
worry
get a W is what I said. But
And you were over there crying about maybe winning the game and getting everything ready before next week. I'm like, they're still going to cover.
good. I'm glad you got something right. Here's what we're going to see. One more defensive score would make a lot of people happy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Rollins tells me that Darnell Washington, from his eyes, has blocked well all game.
Really?
First SEC game for
Who said that?
Brent Rollins texted me and said that he noticed that Darnell's been blocking well all game long.
Which reminds me, if on one of the things we mentioned that you'll get for your $12 for the entire year, we will have the Pro Football Focus grades where they actually grade each player for every play that they put in on the Georgia football game. So
Let's don't do it this week.
So every player
I'm serious.
will have a grade, and we'll also have the snap count later in the week, which is how many snaps each guy has got. Which is interesting when you say that they've completed passes to 11 different players, which it might be 12 or 13 before this is done. You get an idea. I remember last year when we started looking at the defense, you had 19, 20 different players that had...
They had 33 players.
33 players had 19 or 20 snaps. It's just unreal. So point being, we do the snap count and we do the player grades that you don't get anywhere else. And we have people that pay $100 a year for that, and we love them because they keep us in business. But we're letting you join that group for $12 for your first year. That's a deal we've never done before. So be sure to go to the front page of UGASports.com and sign up for that $12 deal. We've never done it before. We'll never do it again. But it's just we were so damn happy to actually have football season. We said, look, what can we do that was just unheard of? And we did. We said, $50, half off. I said, no, that's not enough. 75% off? No, that's not enough. We went 88% off. Can we say we did that in honor of Jalen Carter?
Yeah, that's good. I like 88 and out the gate.
Well, look, one thing. Look, this show that we're doing right here, we've got live Georgia commentary from a former Georgia head coach. That's something that no one else is doing.
No one else is doing that.
And so we've got things on our site that no one else is doing as well.
I got to give credit to old Pod. He's done a good job kicking, too. Pod, certainly. Camarja hadn't punted. I figured, he said, Coach, I'm not supposed to pump it 5 times a game, so don't let me punt the second.
We have to score now because I'm not going to punt again.
We get a block punt. We get a tight end for a touchdown. We get an interception for a touchdown. And we get a power run cutback. Quickness.
I want to say this about Georgia's quarterback situation, too. Because Stetson Bennett's going to get a lot of praise, and deservedly so. Dwan Mathis is still a very important part of this team going forward.
Yeah.
He's still your starting quarterback.
I got to put Dwan in right now if I'm Kirby.
And Georgia needs him to...
Get him in there and let him get some confidence back.
Nolan Smith.
Oh!
I think Nolan called that play, Coach.
If I'm Sam Pittman, I'd take Felipe out and let him rest to try to win the next one.
Yeah.
All he can do is get hurt.
Yeah, who's our next one?
I also want to point out that Zamir White on those last few runs looks to have, like we mentioned, he had more wiggle. There were a couple of jukes. He did not have those jukes last year. I teased him after the...
I think he had him. He just a little nervous to use them.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying if you have them and don't use them, then you don't have them.
1036.
He had 2 ACLs, though.
But I'm saying it's almost the Nolan Smith again.
Oh, is it? Make sure it's not a face mask.
Yeah, let go.
I was worried about that hand.
Right. You remember the first year Nick Chubb came back. He was good, but he wasn't Nick Chubb. Last year, Zamir White came back, but he wasn't Zamir White. I think we're going to get a little bit more of a Zamir White, what he could do, what he looked like when he was at
making these James Cook.
I like to see Cook get in there and get a break one, too.
He can. But I'm just saying Zamir White looked a whole lot more comfortable on those last few runs in this game when it came to open field, juking, instead of just tucking his head and barreling over people.
Well, the offensive line, I think, is beginning to wear Arkansas down, too.
There it is. Flush him. Wow. That was a hell of a play, Felipe Franks.
Offensive pass interference.
Arkansas plays Mississippi State next week.
Got pushed off.
Oh, I didn't realize this. The Bud Light Seltzer guys, they've actually released a new variety pack for the fall called the Remix Edition. It has strawberry in the original variety pack and 3 new flavors: grapefruit, cranberry, and pineapple.
That's this box right here.
You got the good box to get the remix?
You can't come back here.
I was looking at the ones over there that didn't
You
have
stay
it.
on your front row. This is my territory.
No.
Had illegal touching. The guy went out of the side. But we had roughing the passer, so we got to play it again.
Oh, man.
Hey, if you're worried about Georgia at all, I'm just saying it could be Texas, because Texas Tech has now scored 49 points on the Longhorns.
Holy crap.
Hold an 8-point lead with 6 minutes left.
Got a new defensive coordinator, though. Welcome to the Big 12. He fired every coach except himself.
LSU and Mississippi State tied at 34, 9 minutes left.
Again,
Has Alabama started yet?
Just kicked off. Bama's got the ball. They have not scored yet. It's only been 15 seconds. I expect they'll score next play.
This is a great chance to get a pick. We got Logue in there rushing with us.
Bill Norton in there at 45. Bill locking up with that guard. Eric Stokes. Come on, man. Eric, you had him much earlier. So you had Logan there, Bill Norton, the two of the three Tennessee trio.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's Logue or... I know Bill Norton was in there. Was Logue in there?
9:13 left.
Logan's 96.
This is going to be a real good shot of running a kickback.
Amir Speed trying to pick up the gunner. Get over there, Amir. And Amir does it. You forget about those.
Let me ask you this now. You backseat quarterbacks and all. Would you put Dwan in right here?
Absolutely.
I would too. I mean, get him in there and let him have some success.
You have a 24-point lead.
Right.
You know.
He's good enough to start the game. He's good enough to put back in there now.
Hey, we've had a record broken in the SEC today. The new SEC one-game passing leader, KJ Costello, passing for 553 yards so far against LSU.
I tell you, the state of Mississippi with Kiffin throwing the ball and this guy, when those two play, might take 2 days and 14 nights to play that game. Mississippi State.
State has
That
three
Egg Bowl.
receivers that have caught for more than 120 yards.
But they'll get Prime in there too, Jackson State. There's not going to be enough room for everybody.
Not enough egos in that state.
Yeah.
I tell you, I might actually put in for credentials for the Egg Bowl.
Oh, let me
Because
go.
I want to see that in person. I don't want to see my family. I want to go see this game.
I want to go to the Egg Bowl perpetually for the rest of my life. It's my favorite non-Georgia game of the season.
Yeah.
Come on, Dwan, have a good series right here. Please put him in, Kirby.
Say Iron Bowl's right there too. I've been to a couple of those.
Wouldn't you put him in?
Who's that?
Put Dwan in right here.
Absolutely. I mean, other players get pulled out, and you don't worry about their mental state. And quarterbacks are tough kids, but at the same time, when you pull a quarterback, you're kind of saying, "Look, I don't have confidence in you. Something needs to change." Other guys come in and out because you're rotating them.
Kind of a relief.
The matchup's better.
Yeah, that was
So
kind
you
of.
really need to build up his confidence and bring him back in.
I think when we did it, I think they were just looking to see if we get a little spark, but then he kept on doing so well, it's hard to pull him.
Yeah. So you bring him back.
Coach, I do want to ask you, just from watching it, do you see an offensive philosophy shift with all the offensive changes?
I haven't seen us do anything we hadn't done before myself. Just maybe a little bit more empty formation, but we had all that stuff. We just didn't use a lot of it last year. We used a lot of it in 17.
That's why I ask you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe throwing to the tight ends for sure has been good, but there he is. Good move. That's why Kirby's the head coach.
That's why you're also his coach.
It's just a college football Hall of Famer sitting down here.
Yeah.
All right, Dwan, make something happen here. Let him run some zone read and keep the dang ball.
8:49 left in the fourth quarter. Georgia up 34-10.
We got Erickson in at center again. There he goes. He didn't want to. That's good. That's a good keep. Probably should have kept it a little more inside. Let's go. Get him in and out.
Had a little bit of a issue with the.
I think
Put the ball in there
I
and
think
pull it.
White. I didn't think White wanted to let him have it.
No, White kind of held on and kind of slowed him down a little bit.
Keep with it here. We got Ben Cleveland in the right guard now. Erickson at center.
What do you say? You got to ride him a little bit and then pull it. There's your first.
That's a
down.
good play.
Yep. Good read.
That's a good, productive play.
Let him go, Kirby. Let him go.
Good to see Marcus Roseby Jack Saint get a catch. You reward him for some
What's
good
his
blocking.
last name?
Roseby Jack Saint.
Second catch of the game.
You got 73 in now. New offensive tackle. Is that Truss?
Yep, that is
A lot of freshmen in there.
Samir Truss.
Xavier.
Xavier, excuse me.
They can't play both. That's good.
That's also a fresh running back in Dejan Edwards with his first carry
Yeah.
as a Georgia Bulldog, true freshman from Colquitt
We
County.
might see Milton, too.
Now you want to see some hammer and tong stuff, you put Dejan Edwards in there, somebody's going to get hurt.
He's back out now, so I'm expecting this is McIntosh in.
Might be Milton, 22.
Could be.
Got a little band out there. We're going empty for a
Empty.
quarterback draw.
Got him really spread out. Take off.
Yeah, Trey Hill's on the sideline now too. I think is that Eric?
That's smart. Let him rest.
Yeah.
Don't get anybody hurt. Got Schaefer still in there, though.
Yeah.
Well, he came out a bit in that second quarter, so they may be trying to get him some reps to work on some things too. He was out away from football for a long time.
Got Cleveland in there, too.
Yeah.
Two freshmen, redshirt freshman tackles.
Darnell came in motion. Does not look like an SEC tight end, man.
You got him.
Beautiful pass.
Well done.
Kenny McIntosh.
Attaboy, Dwan.
That is a hell of a pass, too. Oh, wait. Did they just throw a flag?
Don't tell me they did.
His body language looked like something negative happened. Holding.
Yeah, they called Xavier Truss. Truss threw his guy to the ground.
Stupid. Stupid penalty there. Just let the guy go. God knows. He needed that one.
Yeah. It just got to drive you crazy. Like I said earlier, I'd really like to see what he could do without all the penalties. And that was Truss's guy that got through and tackled him.
Truss. Help him up, you ought to.
All right, so Georgia's going to have to punt here. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Kirby's having that conversation with Xavier Truss.
He's like, yeah, you got me a holding call and you ruined a 30-yard play, and then you let the guy go around the horn on you and get to the quarterback.
You know, one of the questions that Kirby will get in his post-game Zoom conferences, they're having to do them this season, will be just about the quarterback situation and the rotations. And I can guarantee you what he's going to say is that Stetson played really well. Dwan did some good things too, and they're going to have to work on things and play whoever gives them the best chance to win. That's my prediction for what Kirby says.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I think that is right. Like, we often say that's coach speak, but like, look.
Well, here's what you got to remember. The guy was a starter, so you got to be really careful about replacing him as a starter if that's who you thought was the best shot for it. But I have gone on record. I had a lot more confidence in Bennett than most people did, and I know Roddy did too. But I hate that for Dwan there. It's a good shot he just hit. Probably won't get to throw another pass in this game because be running the clock out.
Well, some credit has to go to Todd Monken, too, where Georgia's offensive line was just not protecting well, was not opening running holes. So he changed the game plan a bit, and it coincided with Stetson Bennett coming in and throwing those quick passes, those little quick hitches, and Stetson kind of moving around in the pocket as well. We kept saying that, yeah, DeJuan's a mobile quarterback, but Stetson Bennett can move around, too.
Well, his runs helped the zone read, helped set up a few plays, made first down, and that's a great 2-point play he made. You know what? I mean, reaching out.
I mean, frankly, I don't think that Georgia's quarterback situation is ideal by any means, but you can still win football games with good, efficient play and stuff.
We got JT Daniel though, who can really throw too. So I mean,
Yeah, you still have that
I mean,
option.
Dwan. I mean, you can't stick in a fork in him because of this game.
Again,
Look at what all. I mean, who?
most of those
I
penalties.
mean,
that's
Tom
what he-
Brady. Who would have done anything in the first half with all those mistakes? I mean, our team.
Yeah.
It was the whole group got to take the blame for that, but he really threw a poor pass in the red zone when he threw it behind Burton there. That was a bad one.
We have a good question here, Coach. It's from Alec. He says, how do you get the players to remember the good plays that were called back by penalties?
One thing you do, you run their ass off. Guy gets a 15-yard penalty. There's not a player on the team worth a 15-yard penalty or a 10. So we always make them run for penalties just to remind them. And then if you have a lot of them, you make the whole team run. Just say, hey, it's a team game. But the best thing you do, if it keeps persistent, is Friday night at 11 o'clock, you make them, I mean, in the off season, but in the regular season, do it on Monday or Tuesday, go down to the stadium, make them roll from one end of the field to the other and back.
God, I hated that.
You just roll and it makes you dizzy and it's tough.
It's horrible.
Need to give a shout out to Richard LeCount for the 2 interceptions. If you remember, the first touchdown from Arkansas was a blown coverage on his part. It's quite a redemption story from Richard.
Well, they're going to make some yards now. We got our second unit in there. Unless they put theirs in.
Shout out to Marcus for being a proud subscriber since the Blue Vent. I appreciate that.
All right. We got Speed in there, Breeny in there, Chris Smith.
Tresman Marshall.
I like them seeing play these guys.
KJ Costello has now passed for 623 yards.
Good Lord.
What's the score?
Mississippi State leads 43-34 with 3:30 left.
We got to play Mississippi State too, don't we? Here.
Yeah, Leach on 3rd and 9. Costello just threw a 24-yard touchdown. So the defending national champions are going to lose.
Ishmael J. Sorry, Mr. J. I'm bad about the first name. He wants to see Carson Beck in.
Well, and, there's going to be some. Carson Beck may be a candidate to redshirt if you feel good about your quarterback situation otherwise. And I know we'd still get the 4 games.
You're going to redshirt anyhow. This year doesn't count for any of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Lemire Speed in there. Switched
Good
out.
tackle.
Hey, Jalen Kimber.
I thought Kimber was 6. That's Major
No,
Burns.
sorry, Burns.
Come on, Roddy, get the roster right,
Well,
man.
you give me 6 or 7 of these, I'm going to get the roster screwed up.
I'd let Burton run this punt back, see what he could do. Just for luck. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Our defense, I don't think they made, except for 2 first downs to start the first series of the second half. I don't think they've done diddly.
4:18, 4:17, Arkansas is punting. Just want to thank everybody that's watched this, if that's been on Facebook or YouTube or Roddy's Twitter account with Periscope. We're going to be doing this all season long, and the more people you tell about this live show.
Is that Burton?
Yes, it is. Look at the stiff arm.
That may be Stevenson.
It's one of the two.
That's Tyreek Stevenson, I think.
Probably Stevenson. You can't tell who did it say.
I guess we should probably turn the speaker, I'm sorry, it's Ishmael. Thank you, Mr. J, for the correction there.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody watching and hanging with the dogs. I mean, it's going to be a tough year. I mean, you think of all the adversity these players have been through. Of course, nothing like some of the people have lost their family and lost lives with this COVID. This has been a tough deal. It's just hard to come out as a well-oiled machine like you need to, and it's pretty prevalent around the country when you look at all these teams right now, isn't it, Roddy? I mean, LSU, Texas,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
We won't mention Oklahoma, Coach.
I started Oklahoma right. I mean, I was in a bad mood when this thing started. But I've come back for Georgia. It's a good win. I mean, I played good in first games and lost them before, but I'd rather. There's some great teaching stuff for our team right here.
I do want to mention the fact that, right, let's say it ends the way it is. You have a 24-point win on the road, which is about
against an SEC team.
Against the SEC team, which is about what was expected. I think the initial line was like 24, 25 and a half. So you're in that vicinity. But when you have 11, 12 penalties for over 100 yards, you've got guys dropping balls, missing blocks, just doing stupid stuff. All that is correctable versus a situation where a guy just can't block, just can't tackle, just won't hit, doesn't know his assignments. These are things that are correctable, and you saw them get corrected throughout the course of the game. That gives you hope. If you are some of these teams that got blown out right now, if you're LSU, you're thinking, what the hell can we do? We never stopped the pass.
Right.
The guy has 650 yards passing. We haven't stopped it.
What we
Georgia
do
was
have,
bleeding, and they stopped the bleeding. And
what we do have, though, we got a great kicking game, and I talked about that on our podcast. I think our kicking game is going to be the difference for us this year in some tight games.
I will say, when you first started doing the podcast with us 3 years ago, you would focus on special teams and kicking, and I never quite understood.
Without special teams today, we might have gotten beat.
Yeah, I never quite understood the. You mentioned it all the time, and I almost thought it was pro forma for a coach to bring up special teams. I didn't realize how you point out. I think it's what did you say? 1 out of every 6 plays is a special teams play, and once you said that, I'm like, holy crap. This does have a giant effect on the team. And too many of us are concentrating on middle linebackers or starting quarterbacks over what really matters. And sometimes it is that third part of the game, which is special teams. You have offense, defense,
Got Edwards in there again.
God
almighty.
Is that Brett Seether in there as well?
Who?
18?
Yeah, Brett Seether's 18 this year, third tight end.
Let him roll.
They only took 3.
Let him roll out. This is good.
There's Kendall Milton right there, 22.
This is good coaching here. Let this guy do some stuff. I mean, you're not trying to run the score up. It's just build his confidence. Run the quarterback draw. That would really build his confidence. This is Milton's first carry of his career.
There's a 5-star.
It's a productive run.
Yeah, dragging a few people with a missed block.
He's a big, good-looking back.
He is.
Alabama's up 7-0 on Missouri.
How'd they score?
It was a 1-yard run from Najee Harris. He had 7 carries on that particular drive.
Trust, no more penalties from you, big guy.
Come on, Xavier.
Missouri's first drive went a grand total of negative 10 yards.
Wow.
Is there a timeout? Let's get back to the game.
3:16, 3:15, 3:14.
Penalty, I hope.
Yeah, I saw a flag go down.
Hey, Coach, well, we got 3 minutes left in this game. I know Georgia fans, their minds go ahead and think about, all right, what's coming up in 6 days or 7 days? We've seen Auburn play today. What did you see from the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, you saw a little better passing game from Auburn today than we've seen. Their defense gave up a lot of yards to Kentucky, but they kept them out of the end zone. I think it's going to be a typical Georgia-Auburn game. Georgia will win.
Yeah.
They won, once in the last 7 or 8 years?
Gus Malzahn does not have a good track record against Kirby Smart.
I do feel like it, like you mentioned, that was a nice tribute that Coach Malzahn did to Coach Dye, dressing with the tie and everything.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite thing in college football today.
Poor Kendall Milton on that play there. He was.
Kendall, you're supposed to get the quick pitch, and he wasn't.
The guy came right up the middle. He's like, he wasn't. There were 2 guys breaking through the middle. He wasn't sure which one to pick up. Mm-hmm. So But they are going back and forth between Kendall Milton and Dejon Edwards. A good chance to get those two young freshman running backs a taste of the speed and a taste of live action.
These reps are so important.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go down there and kick a field goal. Just let Pod get another one and let everybody get the line here.
I think with as much depth as you need to be successful in this season.
You got to block this guy out here.
Yeah, he missed him. Who's that?
Hey, late hit.
Jalen Johnson? 23 offense?
Terrible block.
Yeah.
Hope he didn't get hurt.
Roddy, I'm cutting you off. No more seltzers for you if you're driving. You can't tell me otherwise.
I have a 16-year-old son who can come pick me up.
That's the purpose of him getting his license, right?
That was the only reason.
2:13 on the fourth quarter. 3rd and 16.
Wow, big pass to Brett Seether.
That makes 3 tight ends that have caught passes today, guys.
How much you let him kick? Let him
all
kick
in
the
the middle
field.
of the field. Granted, Fitzpatrick's touchdown was over to the right side, but kind of sitting down in the middle of those zones, taking them apart.
Everybody's going to see how much they like Podlinski right here around the country.
There's a lot of money on this kick.
I'm just telling you.
There's a lot of money on this
One
kick.
way or the other.
Yeah. Nope.
No,
Yes,
got
sir.
It's that. What the hell was that kick?
it. A little English on it. Oh, flag.
What was the frick?
Of course there's a flag. There's always a flag.
We'll take the play.
See what the penalty is.
You can be some people mad if they had too many people.
Penalty declined.
Oh no! He's gonna have to take the points off the board. Now he's gonna fall on the ball.
Somebody just lost money.
Somebody made money and lost money.
Now they won't even run a play.
Hey,
No.
they have those big buildings in the desert for a reason. Wow.
Yeah, well, they make money regardless of what happens, so it don't
true.
matter.
All right.
That's one of those things Scott Van Pelt will have is a bad beat right there. Now we're gonna be in a victory offense because Kirby likes Sam. Probably put Beck in to run the victory offense.
Georgia's going to finish with 266 passing yards, 123 rushing yards, 12 penalties for 108 yards, 2 turnovers, and lead on time of possession. 3rd down improved to 6 out of 20. At one point, that was something like 1 out of 12.
Right. 12 penalties.
And 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
And it's still a 24-point victory.
When you're averaging 3/4. Remember, at one point, 8 or 9 of those came in the first quarter. You know.
You gonna put Carson back in and run the clock out probably. Don't.
Kirby's hot about something.
Something
It's
must
the
not-
deal about can he fall on the ball, and with them calling timeouts, he's got a thing whether he can fall on the ball or not.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep. Oh, they took the points.
They did take the point.
All right, so
There's a lot of people that really like Podlinski. If he can just cover this kickoff. I wonder why they.
Oh no, that's the new thing. You can actually get you can get it on the kickoff. I mean, on the.
Sam run the clock out.
we'll stay on for about 5 minutes after the game if you got any last-second questions for Coach.
I've been happy with Podlinski, hadn't you?
Oh, touchbacks, successful field goals.
Two field
that's his
goals.
job.
Look, all the special teams have been great.
Yeah.
Karis Jackson returned well. It looks like did our feed just kick over, or are they just saying, hey?
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope if you got any suggestions about what you want us to do, I promise you though, I'm not going to wear a coat and tie.
Yeah, they just kicked the end of Georgia Arkansas over to ESPN News, and I don't have the remote right here to flip it over to that. So this is now our post game show. We're just going to safely assume that.
You want me to change the channel here?
Yeah, I think we can probably wrap it up from this point on. But Coach, I would like to get your thoughts on, especially Georgia's second half and how they kind of turned things around from a 5-point first half.
Just a lot of poise by everybody. I'm sure they went in there and talked to their team about this is exactly what we warned you about. The only chance they would have was for us to stink it up. And we did, but we were able to hang in there. But the main thing was it's pretty obvious the way they were ganged up to stop the run, and we needed to spread them out. The formations were good. A lot of good quick passes. People started making the catches. We spread the ball around, and our special teams with the block kick really put the icing on the cake because, we came out and scored on that long march and then got that quick score again with Stokes. But I'm just feel like our offensive line is looking for some identity. No question our defense is very strong. And the kicking game has got to be the biggest plus of the whole night. Punting, punt returns. How many charges we have in kick returns? Could you look that up?
Yeah, I'll look it up while you're talking.
Well, you think about those punts in the first quarter when you couldn't get anything to go.
Except for the 92-yard march they had, which had a penalty.
But again, that's not the punter's position. He puts them on the 9-yard line, the 10-yard line, the 4-yard line, and the 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. In kick returns, Kenny McIntosh had 2 of them for 91 yards.
What about punt returns?
Punt returns, it was a total of 3 for 57 yards.
So we had 144 yards. That's 14 first downs.
And that was Tyreek Stevenson on that final one that had a 23
Okay,
return.
that's 40. That's 100. That's 14 first downs.
Yeah. I would say Scott Cochran will be pleased.
Coach of the year.
And I would say Kirby Smart will be pleased for having hired Scott Cochran.
I thought Kirby had pretty good poise over there tonight. I didn't see him jacked up too much, did you?
No.
Roddy, what question would you first ask Kirby in his post-game news conference?
First thing I'd ask him is, what did you tell Dwan Mathis when you were taking him out of the game and putting in Stetson Bennett? Again, not that he's going to tell me, but I'd love to know because that's a tough situation where it's a kid who's come out and won the job, and it's not on him. Now, he had some issues, but a lot of that was on everyone dropping passes around him, the offensive line not blocking, just
It was
crap
a complete
happened.
offensive failure.
Yeah, just everything's falling apart, and you're like, hey, I'm not blaming you, but I'm taking you out. I'm like, can you tell us what you told him? Now, again, it doesn't mean he'd answer it, but that would be my first question. I'd like to know what he's. And Coach, what would you tell a guy like that? You mentioned, I think at this point they should bring in
Just
Stetson.
say, hey, look, we want to give Stetson a little bit of chance here,
Alabama just scored again.
So Mississippi State wins 44-34. LSU is the first national champ to lose a season opener since Michigan in 1998.
It wouldn't have been their season opener, obviously, but the schedule change and such.
All right.
Well, guys, do we have any last-second thoughts? Because I think we're close to wrapping this up and then getting set for Georgia-Auburn next week.
Better get this O-line fixed before you face Auburn.
Yeah, he's not going to fix it, though. You just got to keep working at it. You know what I mean? Fix is a good point, I guess. You got to get more consistent on the edge and not put so much pressure on the quarterback. But
and I think for our show, we need a Rec-Tec grill.
Is Jake going to come cook for us?
I think we need Jake out on the patio with a Rec-Tec grill.
I hear Jake's a really good
he is
grill
a
master.
fantastic grill master.
I've
But
not
we
had-
really need to have a Rec-Tec grill here. But no, as Coach points out, it's not like you're getting new players before next Saturday, but you tried 4 different offensive line setups before you got into the let's bring in Truss and bring in the guys at the end of the game there. But if I'm not mistaken, you had 4 different lineups on that offensive line.
Yeah.
You got to figure out which one of those is going to give you the best chance to win before next Saturday because, yeah, you're not facing Derek Brown, but you're still facing pretty strong Auburn defense.
Kevin Steele's defense was really good, especially at points against Kentucky.
So,
a solid team.
Yeah, I think you need to get that. I do like what we saw from the wide receiver group today, although there was that drop pass by Demetrius and a couple other drop passes, but there were guys who often they blocked well. They did make some big catches. Tight ends getting involved was big. Tight ends got open 4 times. So from a Todd Monken play calling standpoint, a lot of different stuff. I love to see Dwan Mathis tuck and run. He is obviously lightning quick. I think that there's definitely once the offense gets past those hiccups, we saw the potential that they have in the players. They have the tight ends. They have the running backs. Big plays from the running backs. They have the quarterbacks. They have the offensive line, but they just got to figure out who's going to play where and then to do it well.
I like the immediate accountability, too. When the offensive line was having issues, you saw Matt Luke and Kirby Smart shuffle it up a little bit.
Yep.
When Stetson Bennett needed to come in and give Donnan a break, it happened, and Coach called that it was going to happen. That's what he said should happen. So, also want to thank Bud Light Seltzer for being our primary sponsor of this. Thank you, Leon Farmer, and your group for helping make this happen.
For sure.
You are just wonderful people. Classic City Eats for bringing the good foods here.
That Dane got none of.
Well,
Dane gets no food.
I haven't lost as much weight as you have. So,
All right, we will talk to you folks. I'll see you